If we want to pull that up the very first, we can. So, yeah, we're testing, we're rolling, so. We seem to have a test string going. I'm going to use this chair just for a moment to adjust my shoes. All this walking around in the wet.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
You're good at making big announcements.
We're having a go!
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana high school football starts now.
And welcome to Ron Wiglub Stadium at Floyd Central High School for the Manual Crimsons, DuPont Manual High School out of Louisville, Kentucky versus the Floyd Central Highlanders. The Crimsons coming in at 1-0, and the Highlanders off a loss against Mail last week at 0-1. This is Dr. Todd Carter, and alongside me is Coach Jim Kazmarek. Coach Kaz, we've got a lovely night for some football tonight, and what do we expect?
Well, Manual Crimsons have one of the most outstanding running backs in Juwan Northington, so you expect them to pound the ball. They've got some big hosses in the offensive line. Their 5 starting offensive linemen all go around 250 or more. So you're going to expect to see them pound the ball. Now their quarterback, Darian Wilson, is a really good scrambling, running quarterback. So look for him to run some bootlegs and things like that. On the other hand, Floyd Central, last week they ran into a buzzsaw when they played Mayo High School, #1 team in the state of Kentucky. Tough opening game. But the good part about playing a team like that, it'll show your weaknesses immediately. Gives you something to work on all week long. So Coach, I think is going to go to a little more of a spread thing. They're not going to try to pound the ball against Manual. They're going to go from some spreads, some quick screens, some bubble screens, things that we saw Silver Creek do last week.
All right. Well, so there's your brief game preview. Coach Kaz had the chance to talk to both of these head coaches, and we will hear from them as we count down to the kickoff tonight on Glycod. First up will be head coach Scott Carmody of the Manual Crimsons, and that will be when we return. First, let's look at tonight's weather. Tonight's weather forecast presented by 9 Round Fitness in Clarksville. Experience a 9-round workout for free with no obligations. Visit them at 1225 Veterans Parkway. And tonight's weather is about 75 and cloudy after that rain we had just a little while ago. And there's about a 50% shot of some more showers coming in. So that's our game day weather brought to you by 9 Round Fitness in Clarksville. Let's step away. When we come back, Coach Carmody with Coach Kaz.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Allstate agent Packy Page, with offices in Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville. To find out how Allstate can put you in good hands, or for a free quote, call Packy at 812-202-7271.
I'm talking with Coach Scott Carmody of the DuPont Manual Crimsons. Coach, nice to meet you, and I want to offer you good luck and success tonight. Coach, our listeners, viewers, may not be real familiar with DuPont Manual and the Crimsons. Can you tell us a little bit about your team?
Yeah, so we are in a district in Louisville with St. X, Butler, and PRP. We're a Class 6A school out of Louisville. This is our first trip that I know of over here. So it's nice to it's always nice to be somewhere new, and we pulled up and we're obviously very impressed with everything here. This is a very nice place. I know a few people up here through the softball world, but this is our first time over here that I know of. So anyway, we're just a school that always got to knock heads with all those guys from Louisville, and you're familiar with last week's opponent, and that the male manual game is I still believe the oldest rivalry in the country. So it's kind of unique that we're playing Floyd Central back-to-back. That's kind of a neat thing.
And the game used to be played on Thanksgiving back before the state playoffs and things like that.
Yes,
it's a shame that it has, but it's good to see that they're still playing that game.
Yes, no doubt. And in fact, last year when COVID shut us down, I think that stopped the streak of something like 119 games in a row or something like that. And it was just a sad thing. But that's who we normally knock heads with every week, are the likes of those guys.
So I'm sure most of the people that follow the sports know Juwan Northington.
Sure.
Darian, the quarterback, Darian Wilson, maybe a little bit more unfamiliar. Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, so Darian is a kid that this is actually his third year starting. We had to throw him into the fire as a freshman when our starting quarterback had a spine injury and knocked him out for the whole year. And Darian just turned around and handed it off a bunch. I think we threw maybe 35 passes the entire year. Yeah, and you know what that's like. So Darian has gotten better every year that he's been here. He's gotten our track coaches, man. They've worked with him, and they've gotten him really fast. And we're able to use his wheels a little bit this year to do some things that we've never been able to do with him here.
So we'll look for him to some of his athleticism tonight.
We don't run him the ball like Lamar Jackson or anything because we don't want to get him hurt. We've got to protect him. He's clearly our starting quarterback. So. But we like to do a little bit of things, moving him around a little bit and things like that. He's not, he's 5'10" or 5'11". He's not a big pocket passer, but we're certainly going to take advantage of his legs.
Coach, one last thing. I was an offensive line coach, offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You have got some beef in your offensive line. Hillerich and Ben Baker seem to be the studs for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got some others.
Well, we do. Those two guys have been starting for 2 or 3 years now, and they're both seniors, so we kind of count on them them. We've got some young kids. We've got one or two kids that normally start that are kind of beat up, so they're not going to be playing tonight. But we are. We're pretty big along there. That's where it all starts for us. That's where we put our bid. That's where we put our money, is down in there. So we like to be big and physical and try to move people around and get some holes for guys like Juwan and Darian. Yeah.
Coach, good luck. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Coach, good to see you. Okay. Thank you.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Back with you live at Floyd Central High School. It's Dr. Todd Carter and Coach Jim Kazmarek with you tonight for the Manual Crimsons against the Floyd Central Highlanders. And, Coach, it's time for the keys to the game. Tonight's keys to the game presented by Mack Construction. Mack Construction provides safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit mackconstruction.com. Coach, what are you thinking for our keys to the game?
Well, Coach, Todd, for Manual, I think one of the big things, and I listed this as number 3, but I think, do they travel well? Mm-hmm. Manual doesn't, for them a big trip would be across Preston Highway. That's a big trip. How well do they travel? I don't think they do this kind of travel very often. So how well do high school kids travel? That's always a question. Use Northern, use those great big offensive linemen to just wear Floyd Central down. Just keep pounding and pounding. Manual doesn't have any of their linemen playing both ways, so they're going to always be fresh. They're going to just wear them down. Just pound and pound and pound. Hand Northern the ball. I always talk about the ball doesn't weigh that much, so he can carry it a lot of times.
Gotcha.
And lastly, when Floyd Central starts to creep up, and they're going to start creeping up a little bit to stop Northington, when that happens, they have to be able to do a little play-action pass and dump it long, and they did that last week against Central High School.
All right, now for Floyd Central.
Well, Floyd Central needs to control the clock, make first downs. They need to keep Northington on the sideline. That's going to be really important for them. Last week they tried to run the ball a lot against a good male team. That wasn't very successful. I think tonight they're going to spread more. They're going to go to more of a shotgun, more of their quick screen passes. That's going to be a key. They're going to have to control the clock using quick screens and things like that. They need to withstand an early knockout punch by Manual. If Manual gets up 14 or 21-0, that's going to be bad. They need to withstand that first knockout punch. And then lastly, and this is always true for Floyd Central, they are always extremely well coached in the kicking game. They always have outstanding kickers. Tonight's no different. They graduated everybody that was a kicker and a punter last year, and they just bring in new kids that are just as good. So they need to be outstanding in the kicking game.
All right, well, those are the keys to the game, again, brought to you by Mack Construction. And we are going to step away again as we count down to the kickoff. When we return, Coach Kaz had the chance to talk with James Bragg from these Floyd Central Highlanders. So return and hear from Coach Bragg here on Glycod.
Busy, always on the go. And when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The second game of the season, I popped my shoulder out of socket, so I went to the doctor a few weeks later, and they referred me to priority radiology to get an arthrogram. It was about a day later that they told me the news that I tore my labrum. Since I got the results back so quick, I got to start doing physical therapy and everything quicker, which made my recovery process a lot quicker, and I'm thankful for priority radiology for getting the results back that fast.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
This is Coach James Bragg, Floyd Central Highlanders. Coach, thanks for having me. Good luck tonight in the ball game. Tough opening game against Mayo, one of the best teams in the state, the best teams in this area. What did you learn about your team in that game that's going to carry over tonight?
Well, you know, we had a lot of question marks as to positions going into that game, and unfortunately we had to answer those against Louisville Mayo, who, in my opinion, is probably the best team over there in Kentucky right now. And those questions were answered with running back position. You know, we got Eli Branham. He was a slot receiver for us last year, and we moved him to tailback, and he did exactly what we wanted to. He carried the ball about 25 times, made some really good cuts, but he made some good reads. Was very durable in that game. And he came out, you know, he's healthy tonight, and we were excited about his performance. You know, another one on the defense side of the ball was Nate Ripley. He was a guy coming back on our defensive line, our nose guard, and Nate didn't have a tackle last week in that game, and that was great because he did his job. He took on Mayo's double teams that left our Mike linebacker open to try to maneuver and make those tackles. So we were very pleased with him on that side of the ball. And then the special teams game, we found a return guy. You know, we've been moving guys around. We've lost two last year. We lost 2 3-year starters at return games, so we had to find a new returner. And you know, in practice, we've been practicing. Well, all of a sudden, this gentleman named Caden Hauser has come through. He's a sophomore, number 24, and he caught the ball extremely well back there last week. He wasn't afraid to stick his nose up there and mess with those guys. And he got blasted one time. He comes off the field with a smile on his face because Coach, let's go do it again. So very pleased with those three gentlemen to fill those gaps, But, we learned a lot about us in general. We're going to go back to I think we tried to pound the ball a little too much last week. I think we need to go back to what made Floyd Central or put us kind of on the map in my generation or my tenure here of the screen game, the outside zone, the jet sweep. So we're going to try to do that tonight against Manual, is get outside on them a little bit more and take them deep. I think our speed, I think we're a little bit faster than them on the field, so I think we're going to take some shots down deep as long as the weather holds off.
Well, I hope the weather does hold off for you and me both.
Yeah.
And to take those shots downfield, Coach, you'll need someone to pull the trigger. Last week you had two different kids playing quarterback. Have you settled on one, or are you going to do two again tonight?
No, we've settled on Biebelhauser, the junior. And we're going to let him go ahead and take the reins. But if it gets out of hand like it did last week, hopefully in a good way tonight, and then we'll let the young kid come in and get some experience. But as of right now, we'll stick with Biebelhauser, at quarterback. And then, on the outside, we're hoping to get the ball to Farley more. Jackson Farley, he's actually a 3-year starter for us. A lot of people don't know this, but he started since a sophomore on both sides of the ball, and he's had some injuries through his career that kind of nagged him and took him out of a few games. But he's our guy on the outside we want to get the ball to. And then our kicker, Max Granger, who's extremely fast. We want to get the ball to him too. So see those two guys. Hopefully they light up the scoreboard tonight and light up the box score for the Highlanders.
So any special tricks to stop Northington? Because he's their main go-to guy.
Yeah, so we just got to line up. We got to make sure we get lined up correctly every play. They run a lot of different formations. And they're well coached over there. And I told our guys on the headsets, or going to tell them on the headsets, we talked about his coaching, if he starts to stick with one formation, he's found something. We're missing a line somewhere, or we have a guy have a spot, or we're over pursuing. Like, he's that type of guy, and they got a great staff over there to get that done. So I said, if we start seeing that, they keep going to a certain set or something, we got to figure out what's wrong, because right now they're winning that chess match, and we're not.
Well, Coach, I have total confidence that you and your staff will figure that out. I've seen you coach. I've seen your team play the last couple of years. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe. This is
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Hi,
I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Hi, I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voinier's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voinier's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voinier's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No. When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From Glycod, it's Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana High School football. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable since 1952. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. The Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community. ClarkHealth.net. Centric Credit Union, centered around you. Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany. Our Place. Priority Radiology. And by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. Now to the field for all the action from Glycod on Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana High School football.
Hit back at Ron Wigleb's Stadium here at Floyd Central High School as the captains from DuPont Manual and Floyd Central walk out for the coin toss. It's time to talk briefly about storylines, and our storylines tonight brought to you by Community Action of Southern Indiana. Be part of Youth Empowerment Movement at voiceindiana.org. Well, Coach, we had down as storylines the Crimsons. They returned 12 starters. They've got a strong running game and some big horses up front. We talked about McKees. They can be really formidable. Can Manuel find playmakers at receivers? That was one of your storylines, right?
Right. And you know, when they opened last week against Central's an outstanding football team, and Central took a quick lead. It was 12-0 at halftime. Manuel overcame that, and they know they can come from behind also.
And for the Highlanders, that was recover from a lopsided loss at Mail, play well at home, and play top-notch defense. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, well, they need to, we always talk about break off the rearview mirror. Don't look what happened behind you. Just break off that mirror. They need to forget about what happened last week. This is a whole nother week. They've had a whole week to prepare, so it's a whole different team they're playing. They're going to learn from their mistakes. We look for Floyd Central to really bounce back from last week.
So as Floyd Central will come out and they will play offense first, let's look at some starting lineups here for the home offense for the Highlanders. And they will go as follows across the front. Matt Bernardi, Walker Jacoby, Quentin Garner at center, Justin Brown, and Brandon Fessel. Cody Biebelhauser will be the starting quarterback tonight. Jackson Farley, Jordan Fonda, Max Granger, and Zach Hutzlar are the wide receivers. And Eli Branham looks to be the starting tailback this evening. For the Crimsons on defense, let's look at them very quickly. They go Ben Baker, A.J. McGilbra, I got to say the right ones. Excuse me, folks. Benny Tushita is at one tackle spot. Christopher Jones, Josh Johnson, Dominic Shoulders across the defensive front. Devontae Curtis, Contez Kilty, Charles Jones, linebackers. And we've got a kickoff, and we'll get the rest of them as we go here. And that is fielded back at the 5-yard line by Farley. Good cut, and has a nice gainer there. That was Farley.
Yep, both the three manual defenders kind of over-pursued him, got even with him, allowed him to make a nice move, gain an extra 10 yards.
So a nice cut there. We should tell you just briefly, at least get the back end of the Crimson's defense in. And that looks like Wallace, Yates, Reardon, and Amari Townsend. And we will start on offense for the Highlanders. Again, Cody Biebelhauser, the junior, back in the shotgun. Looking left and has a man. And Hutzler makes a nice cut.
Nice
turn
move,
upfield, but
fumble.
I think the ball came out. Crimsons are saying they had it. And that would be after a nice little gainer. And Crimson's saying they have it.
No signals from the referees. No signal.
The referee.
No signals from our referees. They're going to talk about it, and they're going to call it a dead ball.
Dead ball, second down. We should tell you who those officials are. Brian Voss was the referee there in the white hat. Reagan Eakins, the umpire. Roger Fromer, the back judge. Craig Roberts is the back judge. Ron Jabot and Roger Fromer in the core here tonight of officials. But again, Brian Voss, the referee. Biebelhauser, two men in the backfield with him. Whistle blows before the start of the play. It's going to be delay game, so backing up the Highlanders.
It's not good for Floyd Central to get behind the chains like this. 2nd and 8 wasn't bad. 2nd and 13 is not a good position for them.
So 2nd and 13 on this near hash. Two wide receivers right, one left for Biebelhauser in the shotgun. Handoff inside and met in the backfield.
Josh Johnson met him 2 yards in the backfield.
So loss there of at least a yard, if not a couple, for Eli Branham.
Big Josh, 6 foot 260, just did a little swim move to get around the offensive lineman and just really penetrated.
And they're going to reset the play clock as the Highlanders talk about it. Break huddle. So the Highlanders, after a nice little run by Farley there on the opening kickoff, have done nothing but move backwards so far. Biebelhauser in the shotgun. Wide receivers 2 right, 2 left. Snap came a little low. Heads time. Finds a man. And big hit in the back there.
Big hit.
Jordan Fonda No, excuse me, Max Granger.
Max Granger, but
and that brings up 4th down.
Amari Townsend laid the wood on him. That's the way you play cornerback, Todd, right there.
And Walker Jacoby, who also plays on the line, comes in to punt the ball away.
And you don't see offensive linemen as punters very often. When I coached, that was a big no-no, and I'll tell you why in a minute.
So that's Reardon and Robbins back for the Crimsons. Punt away, end over end, takes a bounce into Crimson's territory, but it won't be very deep. So good field position for Manuel.
I just never wanted an offensive lineman or any lineman to be the punter because eventually at some point during the season, they're going to have to handle a bad snap. And offensive linemen are not real good because they really are not sure if there's air in the ball or sand in the ball. Is it stuff with rags? So you don't want them handling the ball very often.
So the punt up and away. Let's talk about the starting offense for the Crimsons. Actually, let them get a play in. Sorry, Colby. We'll let them get a play in, and then we'll talk about the starting offense for the Crimsons. Darian Wilson is the quarterback. We can tell you that.
Set the game clock again.
We're going to reset the play clock here. And Juwan Northington, senior running back, is in that I formation in the backfield. We'll give you the hint on those. Handoff first for Northington. Met at the line, but he keeps those legs a-churning. And let's go ahead and look quickly at the starting lineup here. And it looks like this. Ben Baker, A.J. McGilbra, Drew McClure at center, Kyle Hilrich, and Trey Ryan across the front. Darian Wilson, the quarterback. And then Curtis Reardon and Gilbert Robbins at wideout, Seth Linden at tight end, and Juwan Northington, the running back, Caleb Singleton, the fullback, when they use one.
Yep. Caleb's out now. They've replaced him.
And so, a couple wide receivers right, one left. Little play action. And here comes the defense, rolling, throwing. Oh, almost picked off. That was high for Curtis Reardon. So Wilson was flushed, had a man, but just couldn't find him. So 3rd and 8 for the Crimsons.
All right. Floyd Central's kind of withstood the first couple plays by Manuel. Held Northern into 2 yards and flushed the quarterback out.
Well, let's see if they can get off the field here, though. And, of course, the Crimsons just need 8 yards and would like to get into Highlander territory. So big 3rd down here early for the home defense. And Wilson rolling left, throwing out. He's got a man, found a man, got behind the defense. That was caught. And
Howard Gant.
And
Howard Gant last week, Todd, had a big game against Central. Not a starter, not someone that you read a lot about, but he had a big game against Central last week.
Well, and that was a 1st down and more deep into Highlander territory.
And that's kind of what we talked about. Floyd Central starts creeping up, worrying about Northington, and they leave someone sneak past their secondary.
So Wilson under center. He's got big Northington in behind him. He's got that fullback out there. He's got a path to the end zone. Touchdown. Early touchdown for the Crimsons. Juwan Northington from 6 yards out scores here early. We will await the PAT and then step away. And let's see who will be booting that up. See if we can get eyeballs on who that is. I can't quite see it yet. We didn't get that in our starting lineup, so we'll try to get it for you.
Could be 89, Liam Spurlock.
And I believe it is. Spurlock it is. So Spurlock puts it through, making it 7-0 Crimsons. We're going to step away for a brief moment. When we return, we'll have Floyd Central with the ball.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by W.M. Kelly in New Albany. Find out about a rewarding career by emailing info@wmkelly.com.
Back at Ron Wigleb Stadium, where the Highlanders at home trail after the 8-yard rushing touchdown for the Crimsons, and they lead 7-0 over the Highlanders. And Jackson Farley and Caden Hauser back, and the ball kicked out of bounds. So Spurlock kicks that one out of bounds, and the Highlanders will come back out on offense.
Yeah, it's a good field position to start on the 35, Todd.
So as we are about halfway through this first quarter, we had rain earlier this afternoon, a little sprinkle right as the game was about to start, but it has cleared off now a bit, and we hope that it stays that way. Highlanders coming back out on offense. Biebelhauser, the junior, he was 6 of 10 last week for 61 yards passing, had 12 yards on the ground on 6 carries. Biebelhauser calls for it, looks left, finds a man, and run out of bounds was Branham coming out of the backfield. Couple yard gain.
See, that's what you're going to look at Floyd Central doing more often. They're going to use quick screens, flares, bubble screens, things like that, quick passes, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands, give the receivers a chance in the open field. Good, solid offensive plays.
So 3 wide receivers to your near side on this near sideline, and 1 wide right. And play action, fake handoff. Oh, not able to corral it was Jackson Farley. Good coverage there. And
that was Curtis Reardon on the coverage. Yep. Tight coverage.
Good coverage.
Manual's playing what we call cover 2, and they have hard corners. In other words, the corners are playing as tight as they could possibly play. And you would think that it'd be easy to beat them. Those 2 corners for Manual are good athletes.
So back to a spread for Biebelhauser with Branham in the backfield with him. And moves more to a pistol. Rolls, right, throws, caught. That's first down distance. And let's see where the marker is. It's about the 46 or 47. They're going to give him almost to the 47. So nice catch there by Farley.
Mm-hmm.
And Floyd Central's managed to move the chains here, and that's exactly what they need is string a few of those together. That's withstand that knockout punch, Coach.
And Biebelhauser looked good on a little rollout, a little sprint out, hit the open receiver. Just a little curl pattern by the receiver.
So Biebelhauser, 3 wide receivers here to the left. A little flat, and Branham around the corner across midfield. So a little screen, and we've got a penalty. Did I hear that? Nope, I'm sorry. That I was following what I thought I heard. My fault.
And the key to that play, because it's a simple little play, it's just like a toss, quarterback turning and tossing ball, it's just except he's passing it, is the receivers blocking. 87, Granger did a great job of blocking, and the corner from Manual couldn't disengage from him.
So a couple receivers, both sides, and Biebelhauser puts a man in motion.
Trips.
Schneider in motion, but caught. And that's Granger. Wipes out his own man, but falls forward for another first down and then some.
I think we're going to look at Floyd Central throwing the ball a lot tonight.
I believe you might be right.
And that kind of negates the size of the Manual defensive linemen. Offensive pass blocking is one of the easiest things to teach offensive linemen because all you have to do is move your feet and stay in front of the man.
So 5 wide receivers as Branham empties the backfield and throwing it. And, had Farley opened, was just a little behind him was Biebelhauser. Farley mad at himself there.
Yep, that was an opportunity loss there.
So that will bring up 2nd and 10. As the Highlanders break huddle. 6:38 remaining here. 2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers on the far side. On the wide side of the field, pitch to Branham. And he gets run out of bounds there. Nice tackle by Kelty out of the linebacking core for the Crimsons.
Yep. And Floyd Central got away with a nice holding penalty. That allowed the running back to get outside. Sometimes you get caught, sometimes you don't.
So 3rd and 8, though. This would be one of those situations, Coach, where this is definitely a little bit more than they would like to have on a 3rd down play.
Watch for the flare pass screen over to the right side. Nope.
Looking right, back, left, and nearly thrown away. Just
nearly intercepted.
Nearly intercepted, yep. Overthrew both of the receivers out there, so that brings up 4th down.
Xavier Givens had the ball in his hands, went right through his hands.
So Floyd Central looks as if they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Yep.
On the ball on the 37.
Good call on the coach. When you're a passing team like this, you are never out of 4th down territory.
So
4th and 8 means nothing to a passing team.
Empty backfield again. Let's see if the Crimsons bring some heat. So far, nearly tipped at the line. And Jackson Farley with a great catch and fell forward. He was trying to snag that ball in and does.
And Biebelhauser's really got a nice touch. I mean, that was a nice voided area right there where he found the receiver.
So getting that 1st down, big for the Highlanders here as they move the football. And the manual defense has now been out there for a little bit, although it's much, much cooler than it was earlier in the week when they would have been practicing both of these teams. Biebelhauser takes a snap, rolls, throws, has a man. Fonda caught, touchdown. Touchdown for the Highlanders. Is that 28 yards, I believe?
Yep.
28-yard touchdown grab by Jordan Fonda. So 5:45, and the Highlanders answer as Granger looks to knock it through. And that kick is up. Kick is good, and we have a 7-all tie for you here at Floyd Central High School. So we will step away, catch our second break of the half. Come on back for more action in the first quarter on Glycott.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Central location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycott.
The Highlanders on their second possession tie up this score at 7-all here at Ron Wigleb Stadium, Floyd Central High School, as we have the Manual Crimsons in against these Floyd Central Highlanders. Coach, that was just a really nicely sustained drive by the Highlanders.
And again, when you're throwing the ball as well as Biebelhauser's throwing it, you really are never any down and distance is makeable. 4th and 8, 12-yard pass and catch is avoided area in the zone coverage for Manuel. It's just pitch and catch, and Biebelhauser's pitching a good game right now.
So Max Granger will be kicking it away, and the 2 back for the Crimsons are on the far hash. It's Curtis Reardon. Near hash is Gilbert Robbins, both seniors. And Granger deep into the end zone, touchback. So through the end zone, and that will bring out the Crimson's offense, but it's also time for us to give you the Floyd Central defense. We haven't had the chance to do that yet. We should have done that earlier. They go as follows across the front: Lucas Schneider, Brandon Fessel, Nate Ripley, and Gavin Harvey. Linebackers: Ezekiel Corwin, Garen Jenkins, and Owen Offit. And then cornerbacks: Zach Hutzler and Jack Rushing. Safeties: Jackson Farley and Max Granger. So Darian Wilson comes back out for the Crimsons under center with Northington back there. Little pitch back. He's got a hole, and he saw a whole bunch of wide open spaces there. First down and a little more, about a 15-yard gainer.
Boy, planted that foot, made a nice cutback. Then he saw the hole, planted his foot, boom, cut back and accelerate.
And that is, there's good and bad of controlling the clock, and that is when Floyd Central has a long drive like that, Northington can't carry the ball, but it also gives him a chance to catch his wind and be ready when he does get it.
Right.
So Wilson in the shotgun with Northington just to his left, and handoff, and then met at the line of scrimmage. This time not much going there, maybe a yard or two. Brings up second down and about 8.
And you'll see Floyd Central's not really giving much credit to the manual passing game. You see they're still focused on Northington. They've still got their defense clustered into that middle.
Well, they got beat early by Howard Gant, but Coach, that was one of your storylines. Was will the Crimsons come up with a passing game? And they've got a man uncovered up here, Gant, as a matter of fact.
They sure do.
And Wilson calling for it. Gives it off to Northington. Nice gainer there, right up the middle. Going to be just short of the line to gain, but a nice run nonetheless of about 6 yards. Third down and a yard. So ball on the 42 there.
And the thing I like about Northington is he's just not a fast guy that's going to run around the end. He's going up the middle to get the tough yardage.
Well, he's so far has been a really good north-south runner. I saw him, I think it was 2 years ago at PRP, and he was a sophomore then, and you could see the talent. So Wilson, pitch back, Northington. He makes a cut. Has the first down and a little more near midfield. Couldn't get it out there. Near midfield. So very nice move there at the line of scrimmage by Northington. Moving the chains and knocking on the door of Highlander territory. So as the Darian Wilson went to the sideline there to check in. And he comes on back as the Floyd Central defense gets calls from the sideline as well. So ball on the 49. Wilson, shotgun, calls for it, rolls left, looking to throw, and has a man. Dropped. And I think they're going to call that incomplete. They sure do. That was Curtis Reardon out there. He had 90 yards and a touchdown on 3 catches last week, so he can certainly catch the ball, but just started to move before that one got to his hands.
It's the old don't run until you have the ball. And
absolutely.
He started running before he had the ball.
So that brings up 2nd and 10 as the Crimsons Work back out to the line of scrimmage. Darian Wilson from the shotgun on the near hash. And looks to run it himself. Gets a good block, breaking him
Another
loose.
Good block.
And he stays inbounds, dances along the sideline, and gets out near the 30.
And you know what was impressive about that was the key block was thrown by Juwan Northington.
Made a nice block to spring an extra 8 or 9 yards. So 1st and 10 for the Crimsons. On these 2 possessions, we've seen it really done 2 different ways. One on the ground and the other through the air.
Mm-hmm.
But both are moving the football. 7-all tie here. So now Wilson up under center, pitches back. Northington trying to hit that line at a full run. He cuts it, and he's met and brought down. And that's Farley coming up from the safety position to make that tackle. And I can tell you that Northington is a bit of a load there.
He is.
At 5'11", 185, and you can just tell by the way he's built that he is, when he gets his full head of steam up, that's a tough thing.
The linebacker, 44 for Floyd Central, Offit, did a really nice job. They stuffed the fullback and made Northern break it to the outside where the safety was able to come up and make the tackle.
So the Crimsons have Wilson, a man in a pistol formation, looks to throw it out to Gant, and does.
Oh.
He's got the first down, but a flag comes in.
Yeah, we're going to get a holding penalty.
So flag lands at the 28-27, and that is against the Crimsons. So that will back them up 5. So penalty flag, and that will back it up.
Well, it was a nice pitch and catch, though. It's not going to mount anything, but
Right.
it was a nice sprint out, nice pitch, nice catch. The receiver made a nice move.
Well, and
all for naught.
That's one of those, the coaches, of course, are going to put that in their file away spot for later in the game,
Yep.
because if they need 5 yards, they could have 15 on that. So 2nd and 15 now for the Crimsons as the clock is wound. And looking to throw it.
Oh, he's got
Wilson,
him open.
He's got a man, and he
dropped
it.
Oh,
He was trying to look it in, and he saw the Jack Rushing, the cornerback, who got beat on the play coming, and I think he was afraid that he was going to get hit at the ball as the ball got there, and he just didn't watch it all the way into his hands.
Well, and you know, on that pass, when he was catching it, his elbows were apart. And because his elbows were apart, the ball went right between his. If he had his elbows in like he was probably coached,
the old bread
he would have held on
basket.
to that. That's right.
Absolutely.
You can't catch the ball with your elbows out. It's going to go right through.
So 3rd and 15, and Highlanders got away with one there because that was either a touchdown or a ball on the 1 for the Crimsons. And we will get a timeout. But we have actually fulfilled our obligations here, so we will keep it right here with 1:42 on the clock in the first period. 7-all tie at Floyd Central High School, Coach.
So, well, Manuel, Todd, has kind of shot themselves in the foot because they've had a nice drive.
Yep.
But they had now 2 drop passes and a very bad, very costly penalty. So, you know, they've shot themselves in the foot. They're not going to be able to do that the rest of this night. Once Floyd Central gets back on the field with their offense, they're going to pass and move the ball down the field. I think Manuel's going to have to score every time. Floyd Central's going to have. This may turn into a track meet.
It might. We'll see. That would be fun.
Yep.
Considering how many times last year it seems like we had
one-sided track
had
meet.
one-sided. Yeah, absolutely. So teams come back out to reset. Both have scored here in the first quarter. The Crimson with a rushing touchdown by Northington, and FC with a Biebelhauser to Fonda passing touchdown. 7-all our score. And now 3rd and 15. Wilson calls for it. Rolls to his right. Now comes the pressure.
Uh-oh.
He breaks containment. He's got the first down and more. And inside the 10, he had so much open field there, Coach.
When the defensive linemen get out of their pass rushing lanes, there's one on containment. Both defensive tackles go to the left and leaves a huge opening on the manual left side. Hard to teach the kids to stay in your rushing lanes.
As Wilson, he ran for 21 yards last week, but he had that and a little more, I believe, on that scamper right there, and sets up first and goal for the Crimsons. I formation backfield with the fullback in there, and in comes the
too much. You know, when you're down inside the 8-yard line, the 5-yard line, don't try to do a whole lot of stuff, because the worst thing that can happen when you're down there is to get a 5-yard delay, a game penalty, motion penalty, some kind of crazy penalty that you don't. So now instead of first and goal from the 7-yard line, it's first and goal now from the 12-yard line.
And that is McCoy that's in there in that fullback position for the Crimsons with Northington. Oh, that wasn't Northington. And ball's on the turf, down, and that was a pitchback. And the pitchback was to Wallace, Julian Wallace, who was in that running back position. And he lost a whole boatload of yards.
And interesting why Northington wasn't in there. And he's not coming in now.
Sure isn't. So wonder if he got dinged up. We will try to check and see if he's on the line. He's over there with his helmet.
I can see him on he's got his helmet off. He's
not sure why, but
interesting.
That's interesting. So Wallace in the backfield with Wilson. Wilson looks to throw, has a man. Did he corral it?
Yeah, he did.
Did corral it.
He
nice
did.
Catch there by Reardon. Reardon really willed that one into his fingers.
So right back where we started from now. 3rd and goal from the 7.
So 3rd and goal. And see what the Crimsons dial up.
Yeah, let them run the clock down.
It sure looks like they're going to.
Oh, well.
No, they're breaking. Let's see if they will. I don't think they can get it away in time.
Don't run.
And I was there we go. I think they were watching the play clock, Coach.
I hope so, because if I wouldn't have wanted to run that play. I'm going to get Northington a little more rest.
Absolutely.
There's no advantage to scoring a touchdown on that side or this side.
All right. Well, we are going to step away when we come back. Second quarter action here on Glycod.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure. But it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As we return to Floyd Central High School, 3rd and 7 here. Big play for the Manual Crimsons. And also a big play for the Floyd Central defense as we begin the second quarter. And Northington back in the ball game. He's met, stretches it out, gets near the end zone, but stopped a couple of yards short. Great second effort, 2 yards shy. And so that's going to bring up 4th down. You can, I'm thinking you can pretty well guarantee that the Crimsons are going to try to hand it to number 22 and punch it in from here.
Yeah, I would.
Yep.
I mean, to me, that's not a tough coaching decision.
Yep.
Yep.
So ball will be on the near hash. Northington in the backfield. Wilson looks to head up under center as takes the snap, pitch on the sweep, and he's met, but not in time. Touchdown, 2-yard touchdown from Juwan Northington. So second touchdown of the night for Northington.
Here's a name we haven't mentioned before, but Jeremiah Blakely, playing a wide receiver position, makes a key block to get Northington in the end zone.
So after we went to the break between quarters at a 7-all tie, Manual makes it 13-7. Spurlock looking to knock it through. Snap back and hold. Kick is up. Kick is good. So Spurlock knocks it through, his second PAT on the evening, and that makes it 14-7 for the Manual Crimsons over the Highlanders. Here from Floyd Central High School as we reset. And just into the second quarter here. We're going to have the ticker run here. And our scores, a couple of note. Brownstown Central at Charlestown. Brownstown Central 14-0 at the end of one. Providence up over Rock Creek 14-6. And Jeffersonville up big in an HHC battle 20-0 with 4 minutes and 2 seconds left in the first. We will be seeing Jeff next week at Bedford North Lawrence High School here on Glycod. We're going to travel up to BNL to catch the Stars. New coach up there this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For the Stars, yep. Don't ask me his name. I can't remember, and I haven't got my notes yet. I should, but can't remember. And bobbled there a little bit at the 15, but nice run back there. Caden Hauser, one of the deep men, takes it out to the 30-yard line for Floyd Central as the FC offense comes back onto the field. So 14-7 our score. And let's see what the Highlanders can put together. They did it with passing that second possession. The first possession they tried to run it and didn't have much luck.
Look for the same formations, same kind of plays. See what Manual does, see what adjustments Manual makes on their defense.
Ball near the middle of the field, spread offense, empty backfield. And pitching it and catching it and brought down near the 40-yard line. Let's see who that was. That's Granger, I believe. It is Max Granger with about a 9-yard gain there, a couple yards after catch. Second down and 1. Second down and 2, let's say.
I keep looking for Manual to start pressing a little bit with their corners and their safety.
To blitz it or something?
It's hard to blitz a shotgun. Because the quarterback's already 7 yards deep.
Yep.
So that's the advantage of having the shotgun. But I'm looking for Manual to start pressing the coverage a little bit more.
So Branham back in the backfield, but yet trips right.
Like this right here.
One man left. And a little play action, but couldn't find Farley just through his hands. Yeah. So Biebelhauser couldn't quite find Farley there. And brings up 3rd and 1.
This is one of the reasons why a lot of teams on defense are going to 3-man fronts, because you can't get to the quarterback. So I'm wasting a player. Mm-hmm. I need that player to be a linebacker or a defensive back, kind of a utility player.
More of a utility knife rather than the hammer there.
Yeah, exactly.
So trips left. 2 to the right, empty backfield, and then a whistle. Let's see what the man in the white hat says. We have a timeout for Floyd Central, so you know what? We'll take a timeout as well. 10:07 on the clock. Manual Crimsons leading the Highlanders 14-7. Come on back for more second quarter here on Glycod.
Tailgate or tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Coming out of a Floyd Central timeout where they will have a 3rd and 1 here, 10:07 on the clock. After talking about it, it's trips to the right. Man in the pistol formation back there with Biebelhauser. One wide receiver left. Biebelhauser on the keeper, and he was hung up at the line of scrimmage, but forward progress does give Floyd Central the first down.
Big Josh Johnson on that play. You remember Josh at the beginning of the game penetrated, made that nice big stop at the start of the game. But first down Floyd Central. All he needed was a yard.
Spread that offense out, spread the defense out, and then run the quarterback. Biebelhauser in the shotgun. And the keeper again, but this time Biebelhauser runs into it. Nice second effort. Gain of about 3, maybe 4, out past the 45. Going to bring up 2nd and 6 here. On that nice, really first down play, Coach, just with the second effort by Biebelhauser.
It was great second effort because he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And if you just keep your feet moving, you'll eventually find something in the defense that's an opening. A lot of the kids will stop their feet from moving, and it's the end of the play.
As Branham's back there with Biebelhauser. He went in motion at the snap. Biebelhauser throwing out of it, and that play broken up. Well played there by Devontae Curtis, among others. The linebacker position for the Crimsons. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Let's see. I think that little halfback screen, a little halfback bubble screen has been effective. I'd look for doing something like that. They got everybody in tight. So look for a lot of crossing patterns now. A lot of crossing.
Biebelhauser
crossing under.
Looks to throw it. Airs it out right, and there was could have been a shove. It
kind
was
of a shove.
Overthrown.
Yeah, kind of a shove.
Putzler was the intended receiver, and that's Bryce Yates on the defense. He was a reclassified senior, so he's got an extra year of eligibility there, the KHSAA said. So
I wonder if that is that. Excuse me. Is that COVID because of
COVID last year?
Well,
and so he was a reclassified senior. Was Bryce Yates?
Good for KHSAA for doing that. Give the kid a chance.
Playing that strong safety position. And now we'll have Jacoby to kick it away. Robbins, the deep back. Let's see. We had a break in the action. Okay, we've got. Reardon comes out, and Gant, I believe that is, comes in.
Don't know what happened there.
So Robbins is the gentleman standing on the 5, and Gant up just a little bit. Jacoby just got a good Floyd Central bounce, but still not a great punt, just out to about the 31. So Manuel will take over at the 31. Now, this is where the Floyd Central defense is going to have to earn their money.
Yep.
earn their keep, I guess I should say. These are high school amateurs.
Yes, they have to. What they're going to earn today, they're going to earn their Big Mac for after
That's
the
right.
game right
Absolutely.
now.
Yep.
So big series for Floyd Central's defense. So you were right. Manuel's. This is that knockout punch right here. See how Floyd Central responds to it.
So Darian Wilson and the Crimsons come back out on offense. I don't believe that's Northington back there. We'll see. Yeah, I was wrong. It is Northington. Keeper, Wilson, and well played there by the Highlanders. See if I can get a number on that. And that's Garen Jenkins coming up and making that play from the linebacking core.
You know, Todd, I'm not sure that was really the play they wanted. That looked like a mess from the get-go.
A little bit of a broken play,
yes,
huh, Coach?
Yes.
Has some substitutions in the ball game as the clock continues to tick here. Ball on the 31.
They wasted so much time. Manuel's wasted so much time here.
And Wilson looking to throw it. Airs it out. Oh, he had a man. Could not haul it in. Was that Northington? I believe it was. No, it was not. That was Tavon Johnson.
Yeah, Tavon Johnson just off his fingertips. Oh, nice play. Kind of swung him out of the backfield. Little wheel pattern, what we used to call a wheel pattern with the back.
So 3rd and 10. And let's see if see what the Manuel offense can do. And, of course, the Floyd Central faithful here at home at Ron Wigleb Stadium. Scott Field would like for the defense to get off the field here for the Highlanders. Low snap, little pitch out to the right. Northington, he picked that up off the turf. It was incomplete.
Right.
Man in the white hat came racing in to make that call. That's Brian Voss, the referee. So the Highlanders defense stood up here, and they will get the football back.
And the Crimson looked, that those were plays that were out of character for them. That's not the kind of plays that you're expecting Manuel to run.
And this is Hutchinson comes out to kick the ball. Spurlock has been doing the kicking thus far, but this is Hutchinson, and he had a couple of made extra points last week. Let's see what the punt looks like. Nice spiral, and
not bad.
Not a bad punt. Farley calls for the fair catch, almost muffs it, but hauls it in at the 40-yard line. So decent field position for the Highlanders.
Very good, decent field position.
As the Highlanders will come back out on offense, trailing by 7, but the defense did what the defense needed to do there.
Yes, they kept them from the knockout punch.
The knockout punch. So Floyd Central coming back out on offense. Biebelhauser, Cody Biebelhauser, the junior, number 11, has Branham in the backfield with him. Two receivers each side. Takes the snap. Out to Hutzler. Hutzler, just a short gainer. Gets a couple of yards. Going to say about 2. So 2nd and 8.
See, it's nearly impossible for those 4 defensive linemen to get to that quarterback. You just can't do it. Unless you're Jadavian Clowney.
Right, gotcha. So the Highlanders coming out of their huddle. Branham will stay in the backfield with Biebelhauser. Triple wide receivers right and one way wide left. And pitch to that left side, Branham. And he's got some room, has the first down. In comes the flag for the hold in the backfield. Yep. As I saw it, Coach saw it. All the men in the stripes saw it too, unfortunately. And that is a hold.
A lot of times when you see that ball carrier be breaking free around the end, you got to think that there was a hold somewhere to allow that to happen. And, if the offensive linemen are sneaky, and not that I would ever coach this, but if they're sneaky, they can get away with it.
You would have never.
I never coached it.
No,
never coached it.
Okay. No. That would be unethical.
That
Coach.
would be, and I would never teach anything unethical to the kids. But
okay.
There is.
But in confusion, there is profit, and once in a while it could happen.
Exactly.
Okay. So trailing by 7, 2nd and 18. Taking the snap and throws it away. Thrown into the hands of Jones. Jones at the 30, at the 20, and finally ridden out of bounds at the 10. Ill-advised pass there, as there were 3 white shirts and only 1 green one there for Biebelhauser.
Yeah, Charles Jones is a big linebacker. He's 5'11", 215
pounds?
216 pounds. He's a big young man. And, the thing I like, did you see how he had both hands on the ball? He wasn't about to fumble that.
He was not going to give it up once he corralled it and brought it in.
Okay, now, again, Floyd Central's defense got to stand tall right now.
So ball on the 8 for the Crimsons. And this is going to be a tall order here for this Floyd Central defense. Charles Jones with a big interception to give a super short field for these Crimsons. Wilson under center. Handoff. And couple of yard gain, 3-yard gain there. And that was Wilson, I believe, on the carry. Let's see who that was. No, it was actually Carlos Keene. Yes, Carlos Keene, the junior, with the carry. Keene stays in the backfield. And McCoy, the fullback in front of him, moves to the right side. Wilson. Under center. Now that heavy I formation. And handoff inside into the fullback. And trying to stretch. Just shy.
Oh, I don't know. That
Ball
looked
inside the 1.
I think if we had
Tavon Johnson there stretched it out.
I think if there was a under review, that would have counted.
It was awfully close.
I think he stretched before he was down.
Yeah, it was one of those. How was he down? What did he stretch first? Not sure which.
It's hard to say up here. Referee's right down there.
Absolutely.
We're not going to second guess him, but I think he was in.
The man in the striped shirt says ball on the 1. 3rd and goal. On the 1, whistle. And we've got a timeout on the field by the Highlanders. We will step away and take a timeout as well. 5:15 remains here with Manuel knocking on the door, already leading by 7 from Floyd Central High School on Glycott.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
And the ball on the 1 for the Manual Crimsons as they are still on the sideline. Both teams still huddled up here. 5:15 on the clock. And this coach might be that knockout punch you're talking about. Floyd Central really was stymied on that offensive possession and then throw the interception.
So ball's on the 0-yard line. Quarterback sneak. Don't take the ball off the line of scrimmage.
That's one of those where in this position, I'll tell you later. And sure enough, ball's on the turf, still loose.
Floyd Central may have recovered it.
I'm not sure. I think Wilson's second effort got it back, but that ball was on the turf. And let's see. So the football dropped on the quarterback sneak, and so that brings it back to the 3. So the Crimsons with 4th and goal from the 3. Went the wrong way. Northington, has he come back in the game? Nope, not yet. And we've got a timeout for the Crimsons. Now I can tell you what drives me a little crazy, and that is goal to go with the ball on the 1, shotgun snaps drive me crazy.
I know, me too.
It's just one of those things.
Yep.
Get that ball as close to the end zone as possible. Well, we want to take this opportunity just to thank a few of our wonderful sponsors here on GLICOD that include Centra Credit Union, Westminster Village, the Clark County Health Department, Interstate Batteries, Jim Butner Auto, striving to keep you driving, 9-Round Kickboxing, Mac Construction, Clark County Health Department, and W.M. Kelly. And we want to thank all of them for helping us to bring you this Southern Indiana high school football this season on GLICOD. I mentioned before we will be at Bedford North Lawrence next week to bring you a ball game between the Red Devils of Jeffersonville and BNL. And Red Devils, last we saw, were up big over the Seymour Owls in their opener this week, as their first ball game last week was canceled because of COVID. So Jeff came into this week, what is week 2 high school football, without a record. And so now the Crimsons back out, see what Wilson does.
You know what, a really good play right now would be a bootleg and let the quarterback run it in. Fake the running play to the tailback. And there he is.
Sure
That's
enough,
a good
bootleg.
play.
Here comes Branham. Tries to throw it, and touchdown.
Yes.
A pass play in, caught by Robbins. Gilbert Robbins takes the snag there down on the turf.
Good call. Bootleg is a good call on that situation.
And I think you could have put a Wednesday Tribune in between the ball and the turf, but that was caught. Spurlock looks to knock it through. And that one off just a little bit, wide left. So 20-7 our score on the scoreboard. So that one no good by Spurlock. And 3-yard pass play.
So we're go over this play, the touchdown
Absolutely,
play.
please.
Nice little fake it to the tailback. Quarterback comes out run. He's got a run pass option. The run was stopped. I mean, Floyd Central had a good defense to stop the run. The problem was one of the defenders who should have been covering was coming up to help contain the quarterback. And once he dropped it off of coverage to come up to contain the quarterback was smart enough and saw the receiver standing there in the end zone waving his arms for the touchdown pass. So that poor defender he's 6-1. I have another. If I do it, if I don't come up, he's going to score. If I do come up, he's going to throw the pass. Kind of puts the defender in a bind. But that's really what you want to do. You want that 2-on-1 situation.
So the Crimsons score again. 4:34 remains here in this second quarter. And see if the Highlanders might be able to put something together here. Return men for the Highlanders. Deep backs are Hauser and Harrison, I believe. Nope, that's Branham and Hauser.
Heck of a kickoff.
Yeah, nice kick. So through the back of the end zone, and Biebelhauser and company will start on the 20-yard line.
Don't change your offense. Things were working. You had one mistake, a little interception, but keep doing what you're doing. You're doing it fine.
As Biebelhauser and company come out, 3 out to the right side, 1 left. And coach is calling the play from here. Handoff, Branham. And no, that's Granger on the carry.
What I'm looking at is the single coverage on that left side, just pure man single coverage. 14 for Xavier Givens is a really good defender, but boy, that's putting him on an island all by himself out there.
So about a 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and 6 with the clock running right about the 4 minutes left, first half at Scott Field, Ron Wigleb Stadium. Highlanders trailing, handoff inside, and good second effort, but not as much there. Going to be a gain of a couple across the 25, looks like to about the 26. Going to bring up 3rd down. So 3rd and 4 for the Highlanders. As Farley brings the play in from the sideline for the Highlanders. 2 wide receivers right, 2 left. Branham in the backfield. As Biebelhauser calls for it. Rolls to the left. Here comes some pressure. Throws it up there and overthrown. Fonda had Reardon really all over him, and Reardon nearly picks that off. 4th down, and looks like Jacoby will kick it away again. And this is Coach where it could be dangerous, because if you don't get a decent kick here and play some good defense, instead of a couple scores, you might be 3 down, and that might be that knockout blow. So, dropped, but Jacoby picks it up and then has it blocked, and they ran into the kicker, sure enough.
That's why coaches are bald, right there.
There you go.
That is why coaches are ball-headed, right there.
Now, Walker Jacoby, I have to say, is a great story from the standpoint that I talked to him in the offseason. He tore his ACL last year, mid-season. It should be a Floyd Central first down here.
That could be running into the kicker rather than roughing the kicker.
Yeah, and I didn't see that. So Coach Bragg's, they're talking about it. So let's see where we're going to place it. So we'll see what the man in the white hat says, Voss. And it is a first down.
Yes.
So Floyd Central first down. Anyway, I was going to say about Jacoby, he tore his ACL. And it was only a 5-yard penalty. It was from the line of scrimmage, wasn't it? So it's a first down.
It's not roughing the kicker. It's running into the kicker.
Yeah. And so he rehabbed like crazy to be able to get back and play. So really great story to even be playing this season. And man in motion for the Highlanders. Handoff, and nice little run by Branham. Tries to cut back, but good defense there.
Branham's got quick feet. I mean, did you see how he stutter stepped in the hole and accelerated? Very good, very quick feet. I could see why Coach Bragg was high on him when we talked before the game.
So going to bring up 2nd and 5. 2:25 roundabouts on the clock. And we've got a timeout. And so as the timeout taken by the Highlanders there, last timeout, we're going to step back and take another break and return for the end of the second quarter here tonight on Glycod.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by W.M. Kelly in New Albany. Find out about a rewarding career by emailing info@wmkelly.com.
As we return here to Ron Wigleb Stadium, 2:20 left on the clock in the second period. The Highlanders with a 2nd and 5, trying to put something together here late in the first half. Rally back against this Manual Crimson's ball club. Rolling left as Biebelhauser had a man, could not find Hutzler. So Biebelhauser rolls out and just overthrows his man there.
Had a little pressure on him, but not a lot. But he's doing a good job. We talked about this last week about how he's getting rolling and getting his shoulders turned, throwing nice passes. Just a little bit off, but he's impressive right now.
So we've got wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. That's Fonda, Hutzler, and Granger and Farley. Biebelhauser rolls out and throws the ball down the sideline. And are they going to say caught? Caught for the first down. That was Farley dancing on the sideline and gets it out to the 46. First down for the Highlanders. So Highlanders wanting to put something together here.
And Todd, what happens to the defense, those 4 defensive linemen get very frustrated because they can't get to the quarterback.
Biebelhauser, just a little pitch over to Branham, and sprung with a good block and then ridden down after about a 7-8 yard gain. So Branham, after starting rather slowly, has had a nice second quarter. So 2nd and 3 for the Highlanders. Ball into Crimson's territory here. Snap, pump, oh, knocked away, ball on the ground and smothered. Now, was that hand coming forward? That's
no, it looked like a fumble.
Looked
called
like
it a fumble.
Yep, sure enough.
And Floyd Central's wasted several of their timeouts.
They can't stop the clock.
They really need.
But the Crimsons take a timeout now because they want to stop the clock and have the chance to maybe make a throw towards the end zone and put some more points on the board. So 3rd and long here for the Highlanders. That pressure just got there enough.
Mm-hmm. I'm never in favor of calling timeout to help my opponent. And I think Manuel's timeout helps Floyd Central in this case because Floyd Central at 3rd and 9, things are happening that weren't good. All of a sudden now, coach can regroup, the players can regroup. We can sit there and look at our play sheet. What do we have? Are we going to go for it on 4th down? None of that could have happened if Manuel hadn't called the timeout, basically helping Floyd Central.
Well,
but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, right, sure.
They want to stop the clock because they think they're going to get the ball back.
Maybe they get the ball back.
And get a minute left to play.
Trips right. And man out wide left for the Highlanders on this 3rd down, 3rd and 12. Ball on the 44. Empty backfield for Biebelhauser. Biebelhauser takes a snap. Here comes some pressure. Throws underneath. Caught. And that was to Hauser.
Short of the first down.
That's Schneider again. That's going to be a yard shy, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. And that's just one where that also will make coaches have gray hair, won't it?
Well, and of course, because you want the receiver to go 1 yard past the first down to come back for the ball.
Exactly.
Not to the first down and then come back for the ball because you just lost a yard. But Dominic Shoulders there for Manuel was the key on that play because he put the pressure on Biebelhauser.
And Biebelhauser had to throw it,
exactly.
Didn't he? Yep. And here comes Wilson and the Crimsons. Airing the ball out, right side. Fonda hauls it in for the INT. Jordan Fonda, big play on defense. Coach shaking his head. That was meant for Robbins, but Jordan Fonda tracked that down, had it the whole way.
The only way that play was going to work is if the Manual players were more athletic than the Floyd Central players. They had two receivers running right next to each other, and it started out with the Floyd Central safety 15 yards deep. So the Floyd Central safety is just playing center field back here with two receivers right next to each other. So that play was destined to failure.
So Floyd Central gets the ball back, but only 38 ticks left. And let's see what Branham can do here. Do you play it safe? Biebelhauser can do. And takes it. Quarterback keeper across the 30-yard line. So they're going to have to either clock it or be set because Floyd Central out of timeouts. As the scoreboard says one left. I was thinking they were done.
Yeah, they're done.
I think they're done.
Yeah, they're done. They can't clock it out of the shotgun.
Nope, don't want to do that. And Biebelhauser, and he tried to tuck it and run, but he was swarmed under. So at this point, I think they'll probably either take a knee or let the clock run out, I'm guessing.
Yeah, let it roll out.
So let's see what happens, but I agree with you, Coach. Seems like you ought to just let this one play out. Well, we will have an interview at half with clock stop.
Who called?
3.9 seconds
I don't
left.
know. Who called timeout?
I'm not sure. Floyd Central, I don't believe, has any timeouts left. I'm not sure.
So the referees have just helped them quite a bit.
So I think it was all about the striped shirts there.
What is?
Anyway, I was going to tell you the Dr. Rob Willman, the principal of Floyd Central High School, is going to come up, and I'm going to talk to him at halftime as. Floyd Central's got a lot going on all the time here.
I know Rob well. He's a great young man.
He is a fabulous, fabulous individual, human being, and a good principal.
His dad coached with me when I was at New Albany.
I gotcha.
John Wellman was a wonderful coach and a great leader of young kids, young men. So they called.
So I see the flag, the laundry laying at the 49-yard line, but I haven't heard anything from the white hat with what's going on.
I haven't seen a signal.
Not sure either.
What?
Too many men on the field, and I guess that's against
Manual.
Yeah, it was against Manual. So that will advance the ball 5 yards, but and it puts
they put 28 seconds on the
clock. So 28 seconds. Now they're going to start the play clock.
Oh, boy.
So that makes it 2nd and 6 with the ball on the 36. So another
play
for Floyd Central. And firing it out there for Farley. Actually a well-thrown ball, but Farley in traffic couldn't get there. That was right on the sideline.
That was a strange series of things happening out there because – I don't understand. Well, I guess the delay by the referees was to get the correct time on the clock.
I believe so.
So obviously the whistle blew before, but the play continued on. The clock operator up here didn't hear the whistle, didn't say the signal, which we didn't either.
Right. Didn't see the laundry until late.
No.
So ball still on the 36-yard line, 3rd and 6. 23 seconds remain here.
Fire it up. Fire it deep.
Biebelhauser rolls right, throws short, and right through the hands of Hutzler. He was right on the first down marker. It would have been close. And it would have been very close. So 4th down. So now we're going to punt it away. Looks like it. So Granger.
A lot of bad things can happen right now with this punt.
A lot of bad things can happen.
There's 18 seconds left, and a lot of bad stuff can happen.
Granger on a nice snap.
Oh, they called too many men on the field.
And caught at the 36, and we have too many men on again.
See, that drives me crazy because those players that were leaving the field, in no way were they going to be involved in that play. They were already past the referee.
not passed enough, I'm thinking. So that will give Floyd Central another chance.
Jeez, oh, Pete. And if I'm Floyd Central, I just say.
So another penalty for the Manual Crimsons, and that will give Floyd Central a first down, I believe.
Yes, it does.
So 12.5 seconds remains on the clock.
This is the longest 28 seconds I have ever been involved in.
I won't say that out loud, because if so, there'll be another 28 seconds that'll last even longer. I know better than to say that.
Yep, you're right.
So let's see if Floyd Central, what kind of play they try to run. Biebelhauser, empty backfield. 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field on the far side.
Yeah, I'd like to see Manuel's safety moving more over towards the middle of the field. He's cheating over here to the left side for some reason. You already got 2 defenders, so you don't need 3.
So Biebelhauser, in the motion. A false start. And since it's a young man, I won't say who, but that was easy to spot. Right in front of the striped shirts. So 5 yards back go the Highlanders. 1st and 15 with 12.5 seconds left.
Wide receivers should never be in motion, because all they have to do is look inside to the ball.
Biebelhauser looks to throw.
Oh, he's got a guy
man
open.
And threw it away. Intercepted or out of bounds?
No, intercepted.
Intercepted. And that was caught by Yates. Bryce Yates picks that off on the sideline. Well, that's about the same as it would have been a punt. But
it was another 12 seconds.
Yep, that's right. 6.1 left on the clock. And let's see if the Crimsons are going to want to run a play, or if they're just going to snap it and let it run out here with the 13-point lead.
Take a knee.
We will see which they decide to do.
And last time he did this, he fumbled down on the goal line.
Yep.
A lot of strange things can happen.
Wilson, and he takes the knee, and that will bring us to halftime. So our halftime score here from Floyd Central High School, Ron Wigleb Stadium, is the DuPont Manual Crimsons 20, Floyd Central 7. We'll have an interview with Dr. Rob Woolman later on in the half. When we return, we'll talk about this first half action and go through the scoring in the halftime here on Glycott.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
Halftime here at Floyd Central High School, where the home Highlanders are trailing the DuPont Manual Crimsons 20-7. And Coach, it's time to talk about some halftime stats. Tonight, halftime numbers brought to you by Centra Credit Union. They're centered around you. And, of course, big in this, 3 turnovers, 2 by Floyd Central, both interceptions, and 1 by Manual. And then, of course, the 7 penalties for Manual. They really shot themselves in the foot a couple of times.
Yeah, well, and they probably cost themselves a touchdown on that roughing the punter, running into the punter. And, when you try, I'm sure Coach didn't even want the kid near the punter. It wasn't a planned block the punt play. But you try to tell the kids, you can't aim at the punter. If you aim at the punter, you're going to run into the punter. You have to aim like 4 yards in front of the punter because the punter's going to take a couple steps to kick the ball. So you aim 4 yards in front of him. You won't hit him. You might block the kick. You don't aim at the punter, and I'm sure coaches talked to the kid about it too. But that probably hurt them. That probably hurt their putting another score on because they'd have had fantastic field position.
Well, and then a couple of turnovers, especially by Floyd Central, in situations where Floyd Central was driving and had opportunities, and then those are big.
And Manual's kind of changed their defense up a little bit. They were playing very soft, giving Floyd Central a lot of open voids to throw to. They've tightened up. They brought in the people that are playing a much tighter defense. Those voids aren't there anymore. Now it's going to be a matter of, is my athletic receivers better than your athletic defensive backs?
Well, and now your coaches, we're taking this into halftime, and you're coaching both of these teams. And I may, just give it a little thought about what you're going to tell your teams just heading in about this score and what we might have coming here second half.
Well, Coach Bragg has got to be very happy. He's got to be pleased with his team, the play and the way they're playing. They're doing what he wanted them to do, and that's pitch and catch. Going wide. Biebelhauser's doing a great job of running his team. So I don't think Floyd needs to change anything. They're doing a good job on defense. If I'm Manual's coach, I'm Coach Carmody, I'm concerned about why Northington's not in the game. I don't know if he's injured, cramping. We don't know what the situation is. But if I'm Coach Carmody and I have to go to the passing game, that's not our strength. That's not what our team is.
All right, well, let's step away to hear from some of our wonderful Glycod sponsors. When we come back, we will talk through the scoring here in the first half. And then coming up later on in the halftime, we're going to have a brief interview with Dr. Rob Willman, the principal of the Floyd Central Highlanders. Well, let's step away and return for more halftime here on Glycod.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're up front with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Halftime here at Ron Wiglub Stadium, Floyd Central High School. The Manual Crimsons leading the Floyd Central Highlanders 20-7. And this is Dr. Todd Carter, and alongside me is Dr. Rob Willman, and principal of these Floyd Central Highlanders, this Floyd Central High School. And Rob, there are, I know, just lots of great things going on here at Floyd Central High School. So let's just talk in general about what's going on academically here for these Highlanders.
Well, we do have a whole lot going on. By the way, just shout out to you. Nice to be interviewed by a former
classmate,
fellow class of 1988 alum here of FC. But yeah, lots of things going on academically. One of the things we have going right now, and it keeps changing names, but it's called the ICC, which is the Indiana Collegiate Corps. Where students, we partner with Ivy Tech for dual credit, and kids can earn up to 30, well, more than that, but 30 credits that they can take to any public Indiana college or university. And so that's been great for our kids. Our kids can walk in essentially paying $20,000 or saving $20,000 or so and come in as sophomores. So that's a big thing. This year, just like anything else, it's been a challenge with COVID, but I feel like this year there is much more life in the classroom. You don't have the virtual aspect necessarily. You don't have the teachers straddling the virtual world with the physical. So they're able to focus on what's going on in the classroom, and so we're very excited about that. I've been able to actually get into a lot of classrooms in the past week. Very, very excited with what we see. We brought some new teachers in, about 9, with some adding of positions as well as some retirements, and a lot of youth. A lot of enthusiasm, and it's just things look very, very good for us now.
Well, and that's also then, as we are serenaded by the band here at Floyd Central High School, let's just talk about performing arts, which is one of those things that Floyd Central is also known for. Mm-hmm. And what sorts of fun things are going on with the performing arts here at Floyd Central?
Yeah, the band is getting set to do their contest season. I believe their first one is, I think, on September 11th, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds right.
We're having a big one here, big band contest here. That's going to have about 60 schools, huge. They descend upon our facility. They've got this really cool routine going. I went to the parent showcase a couple of weeks ago that they got to see a really good preview of that. So always excited about the band. Of course, so many kids involved in that. That's fun to see. We have the theater department. They're getting ready to show Eurydice. And then later on, they're going to show, you go the opposite end of the spectrum, they're going to show SpongeBob SquarePants the musical. That is a thing, I promise.
That is a thing. And did I also see something on social media with Xanadu and roller skates? Did I see that?
Yes. We have a very eclectic theater department.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, excited about that under Brooklyn Chalfont. So happy about that. Of course, orchestra, choir, their big things that they do are in the spring. And, of course, ISSMA, which is their governing body, they've been canceled the last 2 years. So they've really gotten the bad end of the deal on that. Whereas athletics, they have continued, but we think this year that it will do that, and we can qualify. I mean, we've qualified 3 performing arts to the state finals several times. One of the very few schools in the state to do that. So excited about the opportunity these kids are going to have in the spring.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned other athletics. So what other fall sports? What's going on with the other fall sports here at Floyd Central?
Well, volleyball is very strong. Saw them last night. They blanked Brownstown 3-0 the other day. So they're going to start conference play here pretty soon. So they have a strong group. Believe they have a really, really strong, all the way sophomores through seniors. Great class. Soccer, we have a new coach. Jordan, he does a fantastic job. He's got those kids working hard. Last night they were up 3-0, I think, within the first 8 minutes. And then, of course, the game got called because of lightning. So they started conference play there. Boys soccer, same deal. They are lightning quick and play a lot of tough schools. So we'll see really how good they are when they start playing Trinity and St. X. I mean, they really seek out that tough competition. I believe girls soccer plays Columbus North on Saturday here. And that'll be a challenge for them. That'll be tough. Girls golf, strong in girls golf. They play in the New Albany Invitational, I believe, tomorrow. Tennis, they beat Cathedral last week, I think. So they did really well there. And then I think they challenged North Central, which is ranked number 1 in the state of Indiana last week, I believe. So really good. Feeling very optimistic when it comes to that. Of course, football program.
Absolutely. I was going to ask next. What about the football program and what you see it?
Well, I mean, you start off the year and you play Male. Male's a tough measuring stick by any standard. And then you come in and you recover and you're in the game against a really tough Manual team. And I think people had kind of low expectations because we lost so many seniors last year. But I think this is kind of a fun group to watch. A little gritty. Yep. They're not that big. At least their skilled people aren't. But a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to this. Of course, then we play Silver Creek next week.
And that's first time to play Silver Creek, correct? I think.
Yes, it is. So that'll be something kind of cool. We're gonna have fireworks after the game. Mr. Square like that. Just a way to kind of welcome Silver Creek into our schedule. And I got a personal stake in that because my cousin is the athletic director for Silver Creek. So
Mr. Dablow.
I know exactly.
Absolutely.
So I need to make sure. So yeah, otherwise it's going to be a really tense Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, well, so that's you've got some personal skin in that for that. Absolutely, family dinner table drama.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Rob Willman, with us here on Glycod to talk about all things Floyd Central. Thank you for all your efforts to get the kids into school, keep them there. And I know it's been tough with all the COVID stuff, but thank you so much for coming and spend some time with us.
Hey, we're gonna keep them in school, whatever it takes.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Willman. We appreciate it. Come on back for more halftime here on Glycod.
Tailgate or tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
I was at practice one day, kind of made a cut through the lane, and I noticed that I landed on my knee a little weird. I saw my trainer here at school, and they highly recommended that I go to priority radiology. Any athlete, when you do go down with an injury, the first thing you think about is just how long that you're going to be out. Going to priority radiology, where I could get my results back quickly, made a big difference because I wasn't left waiting for weeks before I could even start a treatment. I was able to get what I needed right away.
This second shift, this old pair of pants, this staycation, this brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it, to protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Halftime at Floyd Central High School, where the Floyd Central Highlanders trail the Manual Crimsons 20-7 at halftime. And Dr. Todd Carter and Coach Jim Kazmarek on the call with you tonight. Colby Martin as our on-site producer. Executive producer Steve Bird and Will Harper up top on the camera. Let's give you some scores locally. Clarksville leads at Indiana Deaf 14-6. Clarksville traveling up to Indianapolis for that ball game. That one in the second quarter. Brownstown Central over Charlestown 28-7 at the half. Rock Creek trailing Providence 27-6. That one's in the second quarter. Providence stretching that one out a little bit. Jeffersonville jumped all over Seymour early and has stretched that one out too, 34-0 at half. Silver Creek over at South Oldham. Now that was because of some COVID cancels, and Silver Creek leading South Oldham 14-6, and that's Silver Creek going to play against Floyd Central here at FC next week. And then Gibson Southern leading New Albany 28-0. That one in the second. Coach, you're shaking your head.
Well, I'm a New Albany guy. I love to see New Albany do well. It's just, defensively they struggle. They've struggled defensively for several years now, and I don't know anything about Gibson Southern. They might be a really, really good football team. I don't even know where Gibson Southern is. I guess they're in the southern part of Gibson County.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just would like to see New Albany regain some of that swagger and maybe once they get into the Hoosier Hills Conference, they'll regain some of that. But surprise was the Silver Creek score against South Oldham. South Oldham's but we know Silver Creek is a fine football team, and I'm excited to see the results of the Silver Creek Floyd Central game. Do we have that?
We do not. We are going to Bedford North Lawrence next week.
Right.
That would be one of those that I would say talk to the schedule maker, but we are expected to go to Bedford North Lawrence next week for that ball game. And actually, you just opened up a fine opportunity, if I can rifle through my notes, to talk about what is coming up next week on Glycod. So again, we're up at Bedford North Lawrence. You can also catch Mail at St. X on WFIA with our Glycod announcers, Jim Tyree and Coach Bob Redmond on that. The Holy Cross Cougars at the North Oldham Mustangs with Chris Labar and Antoine Wordlow on that call at a 7:30 start next week. And the Bowling Green Purples at PRP with Mike Beck and Joey Hamilton on the call for that one at Pleasure Ridge Park High School. And again, we will be on up in Bedford for Bedford North Lawrence. And
well, I like going up to Bedford. That's a good place to was a good place to coach, a good place to play. Bedford people are sharp. They know football. They like good football. Jeff Callahan is a good man. As the athletic director there. His dad is a wonderful person I know personally. So, yeah, it's a good place to go. So I like going up to Bedford. It's a good deal.
All right. Well, we'll have that for you next week. Let's talk about the scoring as teams come back out to warm up here for the second half. The Manual Crimsons got off to the early start and put 7 on the board with a rushing touchdown from 8 yards out from Juwan Northington, PAT by Spurlock, knocked through, and that made it 7-0. Floyd Central answered back with 5:45 on the clock. A 28-yard pass play from Cody Biebelhauser to Jordan Fonda, with Granger knocking through the extra point, making it 7-all. Then the second quarter was all manual with 11:05 on the clock. Northington again with a rushing touchdown from about 3 yards out, I believe. Spurlock on the extra point made it 14-7. And then with 4:34 left on the clock, pass play, Wilson to Robbins. Derek Wilson to Robbins, 3 yards out. Spurlock missed the extra point, and that gave us our halftime score of 20-7 with the Crimsons on top. Well, Coach, you talked about what both of these coaches might have been saying at halftime, but any other thoughts that you have come up with here as we're just a couple minutes away from the second half kick?
Well, I was speaking to the Floyd Central coaches over in the other press box, in the coaches box, and I got a little insight into why they have Biebelhauser sprinting out and rolling out. I thought it was odd because he's not getting pressure in the pocket. So why are they having him sprint out? Well, I've come to realize he's 5'8" and he can't see over the offensive lineman. So for him to view the field, they do have to get him to sprint out. He does a good job of it.
Well, he really has, and he's thrown reasonably well on the run,
Oh,
I
he
would
has.
say.
He has thrown well. But, and again, that shows good coaching on Coach Bragg's part. Do what your kids do best. Don't make the kids fit into a certain mold. Okay, I'm this coach, and we're going to run this offense, and then you don't have those kind of kids, and you're stuck. Do what your kids can do. Be able to modify things so your kids can be successful. And that's what Coach Bragg has done.
As our clock winds down, and we will let's see if we can't just step away. We'll just step away for a brief break here before this second half kickoff. We will have second half action when we return here on Glycod.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As the Manual Crimsons will receive the second half kickoff, and they will have the chance to add to this 2-touchdown lead, 13 points, as the second half gets ready to start. And it should be Reardon and Robbins back again. Let's see if that's correct. It appears to be, with Reardon on the near hash and Robbins on the far. Max Granger to put the foot to it, and does, deep, and that's caught back by Robbins at about the 5, and breaking one tackle, and then brought down. Nice job there. And let's see who that was. I believe that was Andrew Gibson, sophomore, special teamer on the tackle for.
Good tackle, too.
Yep.
Good, nice open field tackle. You want those kind of kids on those special teams that get good experience, and that experience is invaluable for high school football.
So Darian Wilson had a nice first half, maybe save for one mishandled snap right on the goal line. But Crimson's ended up scoring, so no harm, no foul there. Under center, handoff.
Nope.
And that.
It's not Northington. That's number 12.
It sure is. And it's Keene on the carry. So no Juwan Northington, and that is interesting.
Well, it's got to be the next man up. If Northington is injured or for some reason not in, the next man up has to be this tailback, and he's got to get the job done for him.
So Wilson, this time out of the shotgun, looks to throw, has a man, and just overthrew his man. A big hit laid on after the fact. And that was
Jordan Fonda.
Yeah,
Jordan Fonda on the hit.
Jeremiah Blakey was the intended receiver. And Jordan Fonda coming up from that safety spot. He's kind of playing center field out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, Floyd Central, very similar defense to what Manual does. It's a cover two hard corners, 2 deep safeties.
And Fonda played quite a bit as a sophomore last year, so as a junior has a lot of experience. Wilson slaps for it, throws it into traffic. He had a man. That was Robbins, and actually may have had 2 out there.
He did. And I don't think Robbins and Wallace, that play was designed to have both of those standing right next to each other.
So 4th and about 8, and it appears as though Hutchinson will be kicking it away here on the punt. Late man in for Manuel. Now that's Wilson, so that's interesting, standing at about the 20. Wonder if they'll try some trickery here.
I doubt it.
Nope, goes right back to Hutchinson. He puts the left foot in it.
Nice
kick. Oh, over the head, nearly over the head of Jackson Farley. He hauled it in, but that was dangerous.
And it was not only was it dangerous, but more importantly, he did catch it, because if he doesn't catch that ball's going to be down inside
at
the 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was dangerous, but it was a good play.
Yes, very good play.
So Highlanders will take over at the 35. On the near hash with Biebelhauser. Standing on the 30-yard line. Handoff, Branham, nice cut. Has a little gainer, about 3 yards. He kept those feet moving, Coach.
Yep, that's what he's good at. Not a big kid. Not a big kid at all, but he's shifty, keeps his feet moving.
Makes it 2nd and 7. So Highlanders break huddle and head to the line of scrimmage. Couple wideouts both sides for Biebelhauser. Branham back in the backfield with him. Handoff. Branham, little gainer there, and then got swarmed under.
He's Biebelhauser and Coach Bragg, his offensive coordinator, can come back in that formation, and that inside slot receiver is almost totally uncovered. This outside linebacker from Manual cannot get over there. There's no way he can get over there to cover that quick hitch or slant and pattern. Let's see if they go to it this time.
2 wideouts right, 2 left with Branham.
Manual's changed their defense.
Manual changes up their defense, and we've got a timeout. So we will take our timeout as well. We'll come back for a 3rd and 6 by the Highlanders here in the 3rd quarter on Glycod.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by W.M. Kelly in New Albany. Find out about a rewarding career by emailing info@wmkelly.com.
With the ball just shy of the 40-yard line in Highlanders territory, 3rd and 6 for FC. As Biebelhauser from the shotgun. He's going to stand at just about the 35-yard line. Hutzler in motion. Biebelhauser nearly tripped and fell down. Here comes pressure and swarmed under.
That's our man Johnson, the interception man.
Charles Jones.
Charles Jones, the interception man. Great. Comes on the blitz, zeroes in on the quarterback. He is a good player. 6 foot 215. That's a big young man playing linebacker. And he's got some quickness, too.
So Granger will have to punt the ball away on this 4th down. And gets it away. Nice punt. And fumbled down. Ball on the ground. Floyd Central saying they got it.
They do.
Let's see. They sure do. Muffed handle there. And that was Curtis Reardon. Let's see what happens.
They
changed.
They changed. Emmanuel's ball.
They're saying Manuel's ball.
Yep.
Let's see. Wait for the man in the white hat to sort it out. And it is Manuel's ball.
Well, the Manuel player came out of the pile with the ball, so
it was muffed, and that was Reardon, who didn't quite handle it, but I think Reardon probably was the young man that came up with it for the Crimsons. So lucky break there for Manuel.
And they gained a little field position, too.
So 1st and 10. Wilson under center. Looks to roll out. Throws it. Ends up being caught there by Robbins. A hand came in, and then Fonda rides him out of bounds. And I think that was Rushing who tried to step in front of that and knock that ball away, and he just couldn't get enough of a hand on it for the Highlanders. A nice play by Gilbert Robbins to haul it in, turn, and make some yards after the catch.
Yeah, good bootleg play by Wilson also. Fake the tailback and come out here really all alone.
I formation backfield for Wilson. And hands off. And that's Keene. And Keene still going.
Yeah.
And then what's going on in the backfield here?
Great second effort.
All right, so ball at the 31-yard line.
A little bit of a wrestling match there.
All right, so that makes it 2nd and 2. So Manuel looks to be driving here, and this is certainly a point where they can really take control of this.
2nd and 2 could be a good passing down for Wilson also.
And he is back in the shotgun. No Juwan Northington in the ball game. And Wilson keeps it after putting it in the bread basket and then really lays it on Hutzler there. 1st down on the quarterback keeper.
Nice ball fake by Wilson to the tailback. Really had the defense.
And we've got a flag come in.
We have
on
a
a sideline
warning.
Sideline warning against Manuel, I believe. But 1st and 10. Ball inside the 20 now. Under 8 minutes to go here, 3rd quarter. Wilson. Pitch back to Keene. Good block. Tries to get it outside. Now ridden out of bounds, and there's going to be a flag come in for a hold. And unfortunately, the referee got laid out on that.
And he doesn't move very well.
He is not coming up. So we may have a little bit of a delay here.
And that referee, if we watched him earlier, he does not move. He did not move very well normally. So I'm sure he could not get out of the way of that play. I was kind of blocked here and didn't see it.
So now both teams going to their sidelines.
He's moving. That's good.
He's moving around and rolled over. Now we've got the athletic trainer from Floyd Central. And now the Manuel trainer or doctor come over as well. We'll take this opportunity to take a break and step away. When we return, we will have Crimsons still leading the Highlanders 20-7, and they will have a 1st and 10 from the 19 when we return here on Glycott.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As a nice Floyd Central round of applause.
Yeah, and he's waving to the crowd. He appreciates it.
For the referee, who was down on the sideline there, but he is back up. We'll see if he continues. I'm not sure, but we did have Laundry come in. I said it was going to be 1st and 10, but I believe we will have a hold, and we do. The man in the white hat. And so that's Brian Voss, referee. Signals that against Manual, backs them up 5 yards, so that will take them back to the 24. So it'll be 1st and 15. And let's see if the referee, after getting a little water, let's see if he's going to continue. Believe he is.
He's going to look at that. He's a trooper. He's going to suck it up, and he's going to stay out there. That's I like that.
So 1st and 15 from the 29. Wilson back to pass, has a man, and caught, and that's going to be inside the 20, and that was Tavon Johnson. So Johnson with the reception, and that's going to make it about 2nd and 8. Garrett Jenkins on the stop there for the Highlanders. Ball on that far hash. So we had some rain earlier this afternoon, Coach. Probably wet things down a little bit, but then it's been dry. It's very muggy, but we've been dry all evening and not quite as hot as it has been.
Notice no cramps tonight.
No cramps tonight. Had a lot of those last week at Silver Creek. Wilson. And under center, and it's going to be delay of game as that clock counted down. Goes against Manual, so they're going to come back.
And you know something, this is interesting. You know, in Kentucky, they don't have the play clock
on the
field.
Yep.
So I'm sure that the quarterback, Wilson, is not aware of or doesn't look at it every time. I mean, he probably knows it's there, and I'm sure the coach has told him it's there. But it's not something that they're used to.
So a heavy I-back formation backfield behind Wilson, 2 fullbacks. Handed off to the up back, and a gainer of 4 or 5 or so inside the 20 again. That was Johnson on the carry. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Crimsons. Still a 13-point lead for these Crimsons. That was their halftime lead as well. No scores yet here in this 3rd period.
Manual has pretty much controlled this.
As Wilson back in the shotgun again. Got one man back there with him. Looks to take it and run. Gets around the corner and then upended out of bounds. That's going to be at about the 10. It's going to be just shy of the line to gain. Yeah, about a yard and a half. They're going to say about 2, I think, when they finally all said and done. Ball on the 11. Line to gain the 9. So 5:30 remains here in this 3rd period. So 4th down
bootleg play, the one they scored on.
Coach calls bootleg play. He was doing the Tony Romo thing before Tony Romo did the Tony Romo thing, so let's see if Coach is right.
No.
Nope. Hand off inside.
What a play.
And stuffed by Floyd Central. Big defensive stop there. As Jacoby comes up and makes that stop.
Well, maybe Jacoby doesn't have to worry about punting anymore. He just can concentrate on being a really good defensive lineman. That was a big stop on his part. But I still would have called the bootleg play.
Yeah, I understand. All right, as Floyd Central takes over, Biebelhauser. Branham shakes loose for about 9 yards. Let's see. It's close to the sticks. Nice run there by Branham.
It says he's 5'8" and 150. I think that's stretching it a little bit. They may be 5'8", but I think the 150 is kind of a stretch. But he has really, really got some quick feet. He's a good little runner. I could see why Coach was so high on him before the game. Kind of reminds me of a young man I had at New Albany, a kid by the name of Jeff Daggett. Kind of the same small frame, but boy, he had quick feet and could accelerate.
So Biebelhauser hands to Branham, but he's swallowed up. And a flag comes in. 2 flags come in. And that's going to be horse collar. Yep, that's what I thought. I was waiting for the coach to tell me, but I thought that's what I saw. See if the man in the white hat thinks so. Personal foul, face mask.
Well, it could have been a horse collar, too.
Could have been, yeah.
One had the face mask, the other had the back of his.
I think they both did,
Yeah.
Sure enough. So penalty number 10 on the Crimsons.
I bet you they're not going to keep overcoming all these penalties and mistakes they're making.
Well, not as the season goes on. I realize it's still fairly early, but no, I agree with you, Coach. That's tough to overcome, this number of penalties. Considered Floyd Central has played relatively cleanly.
Right.
Throw out by Biebelhauser, caught, and a little run after catch, first down, and some more out to the 50. And that's Max Granger on the catch and run after.
And that's some bad tackling. That's bad open field tackling. You have to gather. You really have to gather. Don't take the man head on because you're giving him a choice to go in 2 different directions. Either come from the right side or the left side, because then you know which direction he's going to try to evade you.
And I want to correct myself. That was Jordan Fonda who was out on that far sideline that made that catch, not Granger. Biebelhauser looks to pitch this side, finds Farley. He tripped and fell down. He may have hurt himself, actually, before the ball got there.
He did.
Yeah,
he took an awkward fall, didn't he?
Yeah, when he would turn for that ball, he came down very oddly. Yeah. So that's a loss of about 5, makes it 2nd and 15. So it's just a little bit of an odd turn, there for Farley.
Mm-hmm. Empty backfield again. Let's see what they're going to do. A little screen to the left. It's open.
3 wide receivers left. Branham now in motion. And Biebelhauser on the keeper, but that's a toughie because the Manual Crimsons with those 4 across the front were all right there.
Yeah.
Not enough misdirection to make anything there.
No.
Yard gained, and 3rd and 14. So a promising start to this drive for the Highlanders, but they've got a long way to go and short time to get there. Technically southbound as they're headed left to right.
There you go.
Biebelhauser back there with Branham with him. Looks left, firing left. Oh, a big hit laid on Max Granger as the ball got there. That's Bryce Yates, that super senior, comes in there and lays the wood to him.
He's made some really nice plays, too. I wonder if, because the state has allowed them that extra year, I wonder if the age limit still comes into play.
That's a great question that I don't know the answer to.
Yeah, but I would think that they would still require them to be under 19 by such a date.
Such a date, I would think so too, yeah.
And I don't know what that date is anymore.
All right, Granger back to punt it away from the 32. Here comes Manuel, but a nice punt away. Caught at the 20. And that's Robbins.
They got a
Flag
clip.
comes in.
Yeah, we got a clip.
Going to be a clip.
Blocking the
Coach
back.
says.
It's not clipping anymore. It's blocking the back.
Let's see if that's the 11th penalty on the Crimsons. And that is against the Crimsons, so it's going to back them up.
Did they call holding or did they call blocking the back?
Holding.
Holding. Well, he was holding him from the back.
Well, no, he went. Yeah, so that's blocking the back.
Blocking the back. So,
blocking the back. Coach was right.
Uh-oh, what do we have here? Why do we?
As we have EMS rolling right up in front of us.
I wonder why.
Not sure. I know we've got a.
Is it for the referee? No, it's not the referee. Is there a player injured?
Not sure, but it's here on the track. We need to stay on the field here as the Crimsons are going to play. They throw the ball to the right, caught in the backfield, and then turn yards after catch along the right sideline there. And that was Reardon with a nice yards after catch. Good run on that short play, and I believe it is the. Is it the official? No.
No. It's going in the tunnel.
Going into the tunnel.
Somebody could be a fan that has some health problem, but they're into the tunnel here. We shall see, but let's watch the ball game.
1st and 10. Ball on the 25 for the Crimsons. Trips left. Now handoff inside. Well defended this time. Just a couple-yard gain for Emmanuel. Trying to see who was up on that carry. Never did see who that was. Might have been Wallace, but I don't want to say with any certainty. So the Crimsons, 2nd and 8. As Wilson snaps for it, calls for it, rolling. Faces the pressure, plus the sideline. Still makes something out of nothing there. Gains about 3 or 4 across the 30-yard line to the 31. Going to bring up 3rd and about 4.
So that was a great individual effort on his part.
Got less than a minute to go here in this 3rd quarter. Third down here for the Crimsons.
Well, with Northington out of this game, it all falls on Wilson right now.
Wilson calls for it. He takes it himself. He's got the 1st down and more. He gets a blocker and another. Cuts back, stumbles. Now brought down at about the 36, maybe 37 they will call him with. Nice run there by Wilson. Coach called it. All on him.
Yeah, all on him right now. The backup tailbacks not really effective. He does have a couple good receivers that are very athletic. But Wilson's the man. I mean, he's making the plays for him.
As the 3rd quarter winds to a close, we will ask you to come on back for 4th quarter action as we will bring that all to you. 20-7 our score here from Floyd Central High School with the DuPont Manual Crimsons leading the home Highlanders. Come on back, 4th quarter action when we return.
I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want an escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Fourth quarter coming up here with the Manual Crimsons. They will have the ball, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. And Manual has the ball into Floyd Central territory here. Let's see how the Highlanders can see if they can defend this and keep this from getting any worse. Wilson looks to throw. He's got a man wide open. Caught. Touchdown. Curtis Reardon.
Flag.
And a flag comes
down.
in.
Holding
against the Manual Crimsons, their 12th or 13th. I believe that's their 13th penalty. No, 12? 12
penalties.
Now I'll try to give those scores, Colby, since we have a moment. All right. Clarksville up 27-6 over Indiana Deaf at half. Brownstown Central 35, Charlestown 7 at the end of 3. Providence 41, Rock Creek 6. Jeff up 40-14 over Seymour. South Oldham and Silver Creek knotted up at 14 and a good one over at South Oldham High School. Gibson Southern up over New Albany 49-18. That one's at half.
At half.
That one didn't start till 7:30, so just at half. We're in the fourth quarter here. And Crimson's backed up to the 50-yard line. And finding a man there, that's Johnson. He got away from one. Now he's got some blockers, makes a little something extra out of it. Still going.
Oh.
And finally clocked down at about the 34-yard line as Floyd Central player gets up a little gimpy, and Johnson does as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to make it 2nd and 6 on about a 15-yard gainer there?
Yep.
So ball on the 34-yard line, 2nd and 6. That heavy I formation backfield behind Wilson. Hand off to the up back, powering forward. I think that's Caleb Singleton.
It was the big fullback. He doesn't get a lot of carries. He does a lot of the dirty work for him. But, yeah, nice quick hitter on their part. Got a, right up the guard, right up between guard and center, and nice play.
And so you've got a play with a lot of really strong individual effort, and then a well-designed play to that up back with more good individual effort. Next thing you know, it's 3rd and 1.
Yep.
And getting to be near deep in Floyd Central territory. Wilson up underneath. He's going to pitch back. And
broke tackle,
getting away.
too.
Nice broken tackle,
Yeah.
too. Down to the 15 is Keene. I thought maybe there was going to be a block in the back there, but no flag. So,
you know, because that,
came.
and I agree with you, I thought it might too, but because that block was initiated at the line of scrimmage and maintained throughout, they can't call block in the back on that. Now, if he'd have disengaged and then got
re-engaged,
it would have been blocking in the back.
That's why we want Coach's expertise here. Very good, Coach
Well, thank
Kaz.
you.
I appreciate that. So Wilson in the shotgun. Handoff. No, he keeps it himself. He makes a man miss. And touchdown. So 15-yard, touchdown scamper for the first score of the second half. With 9:42 left on the clock, Manual scores, and that rushing touchdown from 15 yards out by Wilson. Now, let's see, is this Spurlock? I believe it is. Yes. So you can knock it through.
Yeah, look good. Good kick. Yep.
It is good.
Yeah,
so Spurlock knocks it through. And with 9:42, our scoreboard, DuPont Manual 27 and the Floyd Central Highlanders 7. Come on back for more fourth quarter action here on Glycod.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
On that rushing touchdown from Wilson, conversion by Spurlock, giving the Manual Crimsons a 27-7 lead, stretching this out to 3 touchdowns for the Crimsons. Our first score of the second half. And, Coach, you noted something about that drive. That was a 110-yard drive by your count.
And it's not Canadian football either.
Fielded at about the 5-yard line. That was Farley, who had that little bit of a gimpy leg earlier, but he fielded that at about the 5-yard line, brought it out to the 20 or 21. Looked pretty good there.
So Floyd Central now, air it out. Just try to get down the field passing. It'll slow the clock down for them.
As Floyd Central looks to come back out on offense, 1st and 10.
Andrew McIntosh, and if you're a Highlander, McIntosh is the perfect name for you to be playing at Floyd Central.
There you go. Absolutely.
He came in late.
So Jordan Fonda here on the near numbers. 3 wide outs, far right handoff from Biebelhauser to Branham, and Branham scampers for the first down. Coach Bragg wasn't quite listening to your thoughts on that, Coach, airing it out, but first down does move the chains.
Yep. He sees something.
As we've got numerous players in and out here for the Highlanders. But still Biebelhauser back there standing at about the 26-yard line. Branham with him. And off into Branham, and he's wrestled and then slammed down right about the line of scrimmage, or maybe a yard shy. So 2nd and 10, they're going to say no gainer there. Branham did make it back to the line of scrimmage. He took a little bit of a punishment there, didn't he?
He did. He's not a big guy, and you're being tackled by a 260-pound defensive lineman, and he's I'm going to stretch it and say 150-pound running back. So it's kind of a mismatch.
So 2nd and 10. And handoff again. No room at all for Branham. So now 3rd and 10. And the thing is, you're making yourself a little bit one-dimensional here, Coach.
Well, they have.
If you're going to try to get to the first down, you're going to have to throw the ball.
And they're really getting some nice single coverage on this wide side of the field on the left side here. Let's see if they go to that. Is that
Well, Fonda has been on this side of the field, but now he heads to the other side.
This is Farley.
Farley
You can
comes
see,
to this side.
you really see there's a quick slant.
And hard counts. Gets
Benji Tashida. I've been waiting to say his name because I like it.
Tashida.
I'm going to say, at some point at the end of the season, we're going to have the all-name team.
Okay.
Benji Ashida is on the all-name team.
Okay. Well, a 5-yard penalty there. Now makes it 3rd and 5. As the clock resumes the run, Biebelhauser throws and into traffic, but falls harmlessly to the turf there. So now it's 4th down, 4th and 5.
And he's got this single coverage on this wide receiver here to the left. I'm surprised they're not going to that, even if he has to sprint out to get to it.
As the Highlanders send Max Granger out. And he corrals the snap and a good punt down to the 30. And Reardon with it goes from the center to the left and then ridden out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. As Cody
I don't think you saw. Did you see Jordan Fonda?
Jordan Fonda.
And I can't even think of the fullback's name for Manuel.
Singleton?
Yeah, Singleton. They had a wrestling match going on about the 45-yard line, and the referee just stood there and watched them. No flag, which was a good call on the referee's part. And both kids got up and gave each other a slap and said, "Good job."
Away they went.
That's right.
So 1st and 10 here for Darian Wilson and company. So the Crimsons off a tight game last week. We got a flag come in. Delay. Is it a delay of game?
Yeah.
No?
Number 1
jumped.
Yeah, number 1 moved.
And so 13th penalty, I believe, against the Crimsons. We may have lost track, but that's back another 5 yards.
Before Coach Carmody got into coaching, he had a full head of hair.
Oh, okay.
He did.
And this will do it to you,
It will, I'm telling you.
7:12 remains here in the 4th quarter. Crimsons looking to go 2-0 off a tight win, 14-12 last week against Central. Central plays tough defense. Nice sweeper here. Short gainer across the 40-yard line. Floyd Central looks to be 0-2 on the early season off tough battles against really tough teams, and that's kind of measuring stick games.
And they really don't have a breather next week.
No, that Silver Creek team is now there's something different. They're not going to be anywhere near as big, but they sure are fast.
They have some athletic kids playing.
As the Crimsons come back out, and Wilson will set up under center. High formation backfield. And rolls out, has a man, finds him, and looks for a first down. That was Blakey on the reception. Falls forward into Floyd Central territory at about the 46-yard line.
That little bootleg pass is such a good play, and when we coach that, we always coach the quarterback. When you get turned and you get your head upfield, first thing you think, run. You think run first, pass second. Quarterbacks think pass always.
It's got some whistles here. And we're going to get a timeout by Floyd Central, so we will take a timeout as well. 6:03 remains on the clock. 20-point lead for the Manual Crimsons. Come on back for more 4th quarter on Glycott.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
20-point lead for the Manual Crimsons, who are looking to go 2-0 here at Floyd Central High School. A balmy night. Had rain this afternoon, but Coach, we made it through 2 weeks, no lightning yet during the game, and I like that very much. Handoff, and nice run there, just right up the gut. And that was Keen on that.
And the kids that he's substituting in at tailback have done an okay job, but it would have been fun to watch Reardon play.
So, second and about 6, ball on the 41. And the only score of the second half, the Manual Crimsons just a little while ago. Yeah, really lots of defense.
Yeah, kind of uneventful second half.
So power I formation. This has gone to the up back every other time. Does this time too.
Oh, good
Scampering
cut.
To the outside is Johnson, and around the corner.
Oh, tough runner.
Finally brought down inside the 20-yard line. Very tough run late in the game.
Yep. They're just kind of wearing down Floyd. The big offensive linemen for Manual now are kind of wearing down Floyd Central's players.
Yep.
A lot of times when you get a team that has all those big linemen against kids that are average size, and average size now is 210, 220. These kids are 242. It's like a boxer in a heavyweight match that keeps doing body punches. And eventually, those body punches get you to drop your hands, and then you go for the knockout. And that's what's happening now.
So Wilson from the shotgun for the Crimsons, and keeps it around the left side, and he gets knocked to the turf there, just shy of the 5-yard line. Let's see if that's about the 6. They're going to call it the 6.
It'd be interesting. I know we don't have a stats person, and we don't have room. We don't have room for
tonight.
A stats person.
That's right.
But it'd be interesting to know how many yards rushing that Wilson has, because he's really done a yeoman's job basically filling in for Northington.
Northington
haven't seen
hasn't
him
played
since.
at all in the second half, and just saw him, I think, once in the second quarter.
Right.
And Wilson has a train ahead of him, and Wilson runs it in from the 6-yard line. So 2 touchdowns now for Wilson in this second half.
And you're right, he had a train. He had 5 blockers. He had 5 blockers leading him into the end zone there.
So Manual scores again and begins to stretch it out. The score is not really 33-7. I mean, it's 33-7, but it was not really that lopsided a game till late here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Let's see the snap, and the
good.
kick
That's
up
good.
is good. So Spurlock knocks it through again.
I wonder if this is a 2-year contract or just a 1-year thing, because it'd be fun for Floyd Central's players next year to go to the old Manual Stadium and play a game at Manual Stadium. That's a historic facility in Louisville.
I do not know the answer to that, if this is a one-off or will be repeated next year.
I know they're not going to play Mayo, though. Is that right?
My understanding is Mayo rolls off of the Floyd Central schedule, and St. X may roll on, but I don't know if that's next year or a couple years down. But I understand they're supposed to roll back on.
I admire Floyd Central, their athletic department, their athletic director, their football coach, going into those kind of games. Mayo, St. X, Manual. They're not afraid to take on anybody that's the big boys.
Well, I've talked to Coach Bragg several times for our Glycod previews, and he usually says, that it's one of those things that he thinks that it builds some toughness and really shows him what he's got for late in the season. Now I know from a fan standpoint, just because having talked to a lot of those fans doing my day job, they don't like to start seasons 0-2, but there's a lot of good can come from these kind of games as long as you don't get anybody hurt.
Right.
So kick out of bounds there.
Well, and the idea is, 6 weeks from now, they're going to be going into the playoffs, or 7 weeks from now, they're going to be going into the playoffs. And you need to know what your strengths and weaknesses are, obviously, way before then.
Right.
But at some point, in Floyd Central's thinking, we're going to win the sectional. That's our goal. We want to win the sectional. We know we're going to. Everybody knows they're going to win the sectional, but that's
Jeff
your
might
mentality.
have something to say about that.
Well,
right,
but that's your mentality. And Jeff feels the same way. New Albany feels the same way.
Right.
That's just a mentality you have to have.
As a snap, we've got backup quarterback. That's Tristan Robertson. And Biebelhauser comes to the sideline to have the rest of the night off with 4:10 left. So a carry for a short gain. Go ahead, Coach.
So my thinking is, once I've won the sectional, I know coming down is going to be Indianapolis. And those people are good football teams, as good as Manual, as good as Male, as good as St. X, or good as some of the other teams. So I'm really prepping my team. We're going to win the sectional, but I'm prepping my team to beat
that regional opponent.
Yes.
Yep. So Tristan Robertson, the sophomore in, and handoff. And just a short little gainer there, not quite to the 40-yard line. And let's see who actually carried that. I believe that was Sean Grant. Want to give him the credit for that carry. Sean Grant on that short carry. So
and I'd like
third
to see
down here.
I'd kind of like to see Tristan pass. He's a bigger kid. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's a sophomore. I'd like to see what he looks like passing. Yep.
But he pitches inside instead, and it's past the 40-yard line. Now we've got a little push and back past through the whistle. I'll just say that was just through the whistle, Coach.
And that's a no call. That's a good no call by the referees because the kids broke it up. Nobody had to step in. They stopped it themselves.
So it's going to bring up 4th and 2, and Floyd Central certainly going to go for it here.
Nope,
no,
they're punting.
They're going to punt.
They're
They
punt.
sure are. And we've got a little confusion here.
Well, Floyd Central has put some substitute players in, and so has Manual. And then when you get into kicking situations, you want your first people back in there, and it's hard to get them back into the game.
And a high snap, but it got it away just as the clock went to 1. And good kick by Granger. Gets a nice Floyd Central roll.
Yep, very good.
So Max Granger. Manual takes over with less than 2 minutes to go now and leading 34-7.
Young man, number 23, Miles Rhodes for Manual, was the one who ran into the punter. But I can tell that he's been coached up by Coach Carmody because the last 2 times Floyd Central punted, he was aiming 5 yards in front of the punter. And he really was. He actually tried to block one of them, and he tried to block it far enough away from the punter that he wasn't going to run into him.
Yep.
So he learned something tonight.
So it's been all Crimsons here in the second half, as we came out of halftime 20-7 and stayed that way all through the third quarter, but 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns for the Crimsons put this game out of reach for the Highlanders. Handoff, Wilson hands off, and nice run there. A first down. It was Keene, I believe, on that run.
He's getting a little more time at tailback.
As the clock stops on the first down, but It'll be 1st and 10 for the Crimsons.
You know, one thing we didn't comment on, there's a nice crowd here tonight.
Yeah,
Even though
it
the
is.
weather was a little threatening before the game, Manual brought a nice group of people to watch the ball game. They brought their cheerleaders. Floyd Central always has a good following.
So 1st and 10 for the Crimsons, and we do have a new quarterback in the ball game. Handoff, and that's Keene again.
It looks like Brandon Wathen. Brandon Wathen is in now for Wilson. Brandon is a 5'10", 160-pound sophomore, so he's getting some quality playing time now.
So as the clock does tick now, 1st and 10. Manuel content to just hand the ball off, and so we're under a minute left, and looks like more of a victory formation now. And so taking a knee, and we'll have once more that they will have to do that, and Manuel will get away with this win. I want to again thank Dr. Rob Willman, the principal here at Floyd Central High School, and he said it, so I can too, a classmate actually of mine.
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
And so we had a lovely interview with him at halftime, and so we thank him. We thank all of our great sponsors here tonight, and we will have more on the post-game show. But just as a reminder, if you do decide to tune out here as the ball game comes to a close, that we will be at Bedford North Lawrence next week for Jeffersonville at BNL. But we do encourage you to stay tuned. Coach will be picking our most outstanding players of the game, and we will also have the drive of the game. So stay tuned for all of that, and we'll review the scoring, etc. on the postgame show live from here at Floyd Central High School, where the Crimsons turn in a 34-7 victory over the Highlanders of Floyd Central. Come on back for the postgame show on Glycod.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Interstate Batteries. Find a wide selection of batteries for all types of vehicles at their locally owned Jeffersonville location, 1510 Production Road.
As we are back at Floyd Central High School for the post-game show, and it's time to talk about our scoring on tonight's game, and these live stats brought to you by German American Bank. A look at tonight's final numbers from German American Bank, strengthening communities since 1910. Well, the scoring started as follows. In the first quarter, DuPont Manual jumped on top with 8:08 left on the clock. Rushing touchdown from Juwan Northington. From 8 yards out, Spurlock knocked through the PAT, made it 7-0. Floyd Central came back. Their only touchdown on the evening, not to spoil it, but their only touchdown on the evening, a 28-yard pass play from Biebelhauser to Jordan Fonda. Granger knocked through the extra point, made it 7-all. Manual, with 11:05 left in the second period, scores on a rushing touchdown from 3 yards out. Spurlock knocks through the extra point, making it 14-7. With 4:34 left in the second quarter, pass play, Wilson to Robbins from 3 yards. Spurlock missed the extra point. That sent us to halftime with a 27 score. We were knotted up that way all the way until 9:42 left in the fourth quarter, when Wilson scored on a rushing touchdown from 15 yards out. Spurlock knocks it through 27-7. And then with 4:20 left, Manual scores again on Wilson, again on a rushing touchdown from 6 yards out. Spurlock with the PAT, making it our final 34-7. The Manual Crimsons improved to 2-0. The Floyd Central Highlanders fall to 0-2. Let's step away. When we come back, we will have most outstanding players of the ball game. And you want to stay tuned and hear who those are, our most outstanding players, when we return here on Glycod.
Westminster Village, Kentuckiana in Clarksville for affordable retirement living in a multi-level community setting. Our monthly apartment rentals start at $750 for a one-bedroom or $1,050 for a two-bedroom with no security deposit or application fee. We also offer assisted living options with Medicaid waivers accepted. Call 812-282-9691 to schedule a tour or go online at westminstervillageretirement.org for a virtual tour. Experience the difference at Westminster Village, Kentuckiana.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug-Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
You never know who you're going to run into at a Skyline. I moved to Cincinnati and I was playing in bands. I met Michael and we've been playing and writing music ever since. We live 300 feet from a Skyline and we go there constantly.
And I'm sure there have been multiple times where we've gone before a show and then after the show. Any time for us is Skyline time.
It has a feeling kind of like those mom and pop diners, also like a deep charm for me.
It's just good hangs there at Skyline.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region,
German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As we are wrapping things up here from Floyd Central High School, the win by the Manual Crimsons, 34-7 over the Highlanders. Time for the drive of the game. Tonight's drive of the game brought to you by Jim Butner Auto Group in Clarksville. They're striving to keep you driving. Coach, what do we have as this drive of the game?
Well, actually, Todd, there's three interesting drives. The first one I thought was Floyd Central's answer after Manuel scored right away, and that was 65 yards, the pass to Jordan Fonda from Biebelhauser, and that was an important drive for Floyd Central, but that's not our drive of the game. The second one was the Manuel drive later on. That was a 20-yard drive from the 20 to a touchdown by Northington with 11:05 in the second quarter. That was a good drive for them. The big one, though, is in the fourth quarter. 2:10 left in the third quarter, going all the way into the fourth quarter. The 90-yard drive started under 10. It was more than 90 yards because there were two 10-yard penalties during the drive. That ended up in the 15-yard touchdown by Darian Wilson. That is the drive of the game. That was the one that broke Floyd Central's back.
All right, so that is tonight's drive of the game, brought to you by Jim Butner Auto Group in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Well, we will step away. When we come back, it will be time for our most outstanding players. Tonight's most outstanding players, as called by the coach, when we return here on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Visit Westminster Village, Kentuckiana in Clarksville for affordable retirement living in a multi-level community setting. Our monthly apartment rentals start at $750 for a one-bedroom or $1,050 for a two-bedroom with no security deposit or application fee. We also offer assisted living options with Medicaid waivers accepted. Call 812-282-9691 to schedule a tour or go online at westminstervillageretirement.org for a virtual tour. Experience the difference at Westminster Village, Kentuckiana.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Skyline for me is like my second home. So I started off at drive-thru, and then the next thing I know, I was serving full-time. My favorite regulars are always the ones with the kids. We're just laughing, talking, catching up on whatever's going on in our lives. Sometimes when I'm working the drive-thru, I'll hear a specific voice, and I know exactly who it is. When they pull around, I'm so excited to see them, and they're just as happy to see me. Skyline is more than just a restaurant to me. It's a fun place to work, and it's a fun place to eat.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As we are wrapping things up from here at Ron Wigleb Stadium, Floyd Central High School, where the Manual Crimsons defeated the Floyd Central Highlanders 34-7 tonight, and it's time for our most outstanding players. Tonight's most outstanding players brought to you by Skyline Chili on Grant Line Road near 265. If it's game time, it's Skyline time, and I know I could do with a four-way bean right about now. But anyway, Coach, your thoughts on our most outstanding players?
Hey, you when you said Skyline Chili and 4 bean, I lost track of everything else.
Everything else. We lost it all. That's right. Personal endorsement there.
For Floyd Central, a couple of players stood out. Cody Biebelhauser, of course, and I like Jordan Fonda at the receiver position. He had a nice game, had a nice touchdown catch. But I thought Eli Brandon really, really stepped up big time in a situation where he was going against big defensive linemen. Had some nice runs, kind of kept Floyd Central in the game. Eli Brandon, running back. For Manual, again, I like the big linebacker. I like that Charles Jones. That kid can play. He's a good player. Carlos Keene stepped in at tailback for the injured Northington. But Darian Wilson was the man for Manual. He carried the load. He did a great job for Manual, running the ball, passing the ball, running their offense, the bootleg passes, the long passes. Remember, he had another touchdown pass called back. So Darian Wilson, by far the most outstanding player in the game, but for Manual, Darian Wilson. For Floyd Central, Eli Branham.
All right, our most outstanding players brought to you by Skyline Chili. For more information on tonight's winners and to vote for our Player of the Week presented by Colby Martin, please visit glycod.com. Voting begins tomorrow at noon and runs through Wednesday morning. And a special thanks to Colby Martin for his support of this recognition. To go on there and give it a vote, folks, for your favorite players. Of course, we want to say we've been running the ticker there, and if you happen to still be with us but are interested in Southern Indiana High School football, check out that South Oldham and Silver Creek game. The Highlanders have to play Silver Creek next week, and that game locked up at 21-all last time we checked in. Well, for the most in-depth coverage of Southern Indiana High School sports, visit glycod.com. Join us next week for Jeffersonville at Bedford North Lawrence. Coach, any thoughts coming out of this game headed to that one?
Well, I just love high school football because you always got to expect the unexpected from the kids. I'm disappointed that we didn't get to see Northington. We understand that he twisted his ankle a little bit, and the coach kept him out for safety reasons. Good for coach. I was impressed with Floyd Central's youth, how well they played in a pretty tough game. I don't think the score really indicates how well Floyd Central played the game. Yeah. It really didn't get out of hand until middle of the fourth quarter. So congratulations to Coach Bragg and what he's building here at Floyd Central. So going in, it's going to be interesting to see how Floyd Central's got a tough schedule. Silver Creek next week, kind of a breather against Seymour.
Yeah.
But then Jeff, and then Columbus East. Wow.
Yeah, tough September for sure. Yeah. Well, next week you can join us for Jeff at Bedford North Lawrence to kick off your Labor Day weekend. For tonight's on-site producer, Colby Martin, and our Glycod executive producer, Steve Bird, Will Harper on camera. For Coach Jim Kazmarek, I'm Dr. Todd Carter saying so long. Once again, our final score, the DuPont Manual Crimsons 34 and the Floyd Central Highlanders 7. You've been watching Southern Indiana High School football on Glycod. Good night. God bless everybody. Take care.
From Glycod, this has been Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana High School football. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, the car battery auto techs prefer. Allstate Insurance agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. The Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community. ClarkHealth.net. Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. By Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany. Our Place. Priority Radiology. And by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.
Wait till it's played all the way.